and welcome to the Strength Hammer Podcast, episode 145. I'm your stressed out host, Chuck, with the most carefree individual I know right now, Alex. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it's the benefit of being self-employed.
Ah, yes, yes. Alex is walking around going like, I don't need to wipe after the bathroom because shit can't touch me.
It'll just dry off and rust off. That's
Exactly.
exactly what I do. It's
Yeah.
actually very anabolic to do that.
It-
It's not. Don't do- please wipe your butt.
please wipe your butt. Yes, yeah. There you go. Alex, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. A little sleepy today. Not quite sure why.
Oh,
Do you ever have those days where you just kind of like struggle to get things done?
yeah, I've had those for sure. Like poor sleep, even though like I went to bed on time, things like that popping up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm not like necessarily feeling low energy, but I'm just like sluggish. Just like, ugh. Like gym this morning was just kind of like I got there, got it done, but I didn't necessarily feel good. And then
Right.
work today, I'm just kind of like sitting here, but everything is taking twice as long, so I'm not feeling productive. One of those days.
I hear you. Well, trust me. In the background, people just heard my computer make a ping noise because I forgot to load up the picture for your hobby. So
It's all right.
no matter what,
I didn't hear anything, so
yeah, you're fine. I had those days. I had a trying to think. I had a poor sleep day not too long ago.
Hmm.
And I tried to actually still not go above my usual caffeine intake, the 2 cups of coffee. Um, it was rough, but hey, whatever. Next day was fresh and new, and I felt better after getting proper sleep.
Good, good. I'm glad. Yeah, that's sleep has been actually pretty good lately. And
Good.
you know me, I struggle with sleep a lot. So happy to say that last 2 weeks, I don't know if I had even one night of poor sleep.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
which is
great.
like really good for me. I don't think I had a night of less than 6 hours for sure. And I think most of them were 7 to 9.
That's
Ah,
fantastic.
look at me.
Look at you crushing it, man.
Pretty happy about that. Actually, nobody really, we just haven't talked about sleep for a while. So
That's true.
just
Yeah.
realized that sleep has been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, like my sleep has been okay. I think even it's not even lack of restful sleep. It's s- not falling asleep quickly enough. Like your mind gets into a
Sure.
loop and you get stuck thinking, and it's like you're like,
I've
okay,
done that.
it's like
What is whatever you feel comfortable sharing, what is the thing your mind gets stuck on the most
right
before
now
going to
it's
bed?
it's stress from work
Mm,
entirely. That's why I'm in a mood right now, trying to get out of it. That's
yeah,
why we have a topic for the fitness section. But yeah, that's
sure,
what it is lately. Like nothing else.
sure. You know what? When I can't fall asleep and nothing is stressful in life, but it's just like maybe I just worked out or did cardio, or maybe I had too much caffeine, so nothing is going on. The thing that my brain goes to is like Warhammer rules for some reason.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking like, oh wait, so if I have this unit and I do this thing with them, oh, and then there's the threat rule, or like I'll think about the games I played or how could I have done better, which is so weird because I don't think about it throughout the day at all.
Right.
But I'm going to bed and be like,
You're
oh, I
unpacking
can't
it.
fall asleep, and I'm like, Warhammer. That's so weird.
No,
It
I
happens
actually,
consistently.
if I get into like a big list writing mood, like with one
Sure.
army, like I'll probably get there
Right.
with Grand Cathay soon, like where like, I kind of memorize the points, just
Right. Right.
not
Right.
intentionally, just accidentally, and I will do list building, and like that
Sure.
will sometimes keep me up longer than it should, but usually I
Yeah.
can still quiet it down quicker. Like I said, it's the stressful stuff that keeps me up more.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I hear you.
You know what's not stressful?
What is not
My
stressful?
beautiful manicured lawn and
Oh,
my
okay.
well-growing garden.
Wow.
Yes,
That is
yes.
nice. Probably the opposite of stressful,
It
actually.
is the opposite of stressful. If thankfully, uh, it's well rained today, so I don't need to go take
Mhm.
care of it. But Alex, how's your lawn doing?
Very good. I have not cut it since last time. It is pretty good. It hasn't. Have we got a lot of rain? Well, actually, we had a few rainy days. Yeah,
But it was less than it has been for sure.
less than it has been. So I'll probably have to cut it at some point later this week. But we are recording a little bit earlier this
Right.
week, so
Yep.
I'm actually just exactly on schedule. I'll be a couple 2 3 days from now. I'll cut it. But right now it's good.
Yep. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Mine's doing okay. I actually little. I'll probably forget because everybody just we're recording different schedules because the usual schedule recording day is me and my wife's anniversary, so I'm screwing up
Yay!
my friends' plans and making them record on different days than usual.
All
But
good, man.
uh, Yeah, I realized I think it was July 5th was
Mm.
the first day I had to water my garden
Wow.
because it's rained so much.
Hmm.
I was
Which
just
is
like,
good.
yeah.
Like, I don't hate the hot weather if it rains periodically.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Kind of takes
which
the edge off a little bit.
exactly, exactly. And it's been good. But I'm glad the lawn's doing
Did
well on
you
your
did you
end.
cut your lawn before 4th of July?
Yes. I did
Nice.
the night
Very good.
before. Yep. I was like,
Very good.
I don't want to do anything. Actually no.
Yep.
Yeah, I did it. No, I did it yeah, I did it on the 3rd, night of the 3rd. I didn't want to do anything during the whole
Very good.
weekend. That wasn't
Very good.
relaxing.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, with that, I guess let's dive into our little fitness chat.
Yeah.
So, Alex was asking me earlier topic, and I was like, well, right now I'm only stressed about work, but I'm like, it reminded me of something I've been doing lately, and kind of led to the topic. So, with more stress at work, you know, higher stress usually equals higher blood pressure. Obviously,
Hmm.
lifting increases your blood pressure while you're lifting, but lowers it
Yep.
overall. So I'm
Yes.
still in a good place, but like, I you can feel it. So I'm like, you know what? I've also realized I've been eating a little bit too much of a salty diet, maybe a
Hmm.
few more extra processed meals than usual. And I'm like, that doesn't really help the blood pressure either. And last thing I want to do is get a headache because I'm stressed out and then my blood pressure's off because I had too much salt and like, last couple
Sure.
days. So I've been trying to
Sure.
eat less salt overall, do things like eat more bananas because they help process it out. Obviously drink plenty of water, hydrate all the time, but led to the topic of what things, or I guess adapting to unexpected things in your life,
Yeah.
adapting your training and your diet as needed, and just kind of, I guess, some things maybe we've done, some tips and tricks, whatever's popped into your head because you're the science bro. Um,
A little
yeah,
bit. I don't go crazy. I don't go crazy.
no, but like Chuck, eat less salt, Alex. Well,
Yeah.
here's what you need to do. I'm like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, to talk about salt real quick is the reality is if you have a healthy diet, right, and you're
yes,
not particularly stressed right now, things are just normal, you kind of mellow, there's really no reason to cut down on salt.
Okay,
Unless you, yeah, in my opinion at least, unless you have a high blood pressure history, right?
hmm.
Uh, so if you are eating an overall healthy diet, you don't get salt from whole foods. You get like a tiny fraction, right? So you get
Right,
enough to survive because you do need salt to function properly.
right, right,
So
yep,
foods will have like a few milligrams, so you'll have that. But if you eat a healthy diet, so you're not getting much salt from diet, and if you work out, drink lots of water, sweat regularly, you can add a pretty liberal amount of salt to your food and your meals, and you'll be fine.
yeah, which is good because salt is tasty.
Yeah, salt is delicious, right? And it actually can help improve performance if you are doing more like cardiovascular activity or higher repetition, very high effort exercise, especially
Okay,
if you're sweating a lot too.
yeah,
The problem with salt occurs when you are inactive and you eat a very heavily processed diet.
right, yes, yeah, because like, I mean, we all dip into it. Like I said, I feel like lately we've been having, me and wife, a little bit more of a processed diet. There's also been a
Mhm.
lot more holidays going on and
Right,
trips and stuff. So,
right.
um, yeah, just being mindful. But like, okay, so yeah, that's good to know that salt's not that bad. You know,
Salt by itself is not bad if you have an overall healthy lifestyle. Like
right,
salt from the salt shaker is not a big deal unless you have heart health issues.
right,
It's the sedentary lifestyle and the processed diet that
right.
can then, in addition to the food you salt, can really spike up your blood pressure.
Okay, well then I guess, do you know any other ways to help maybe reduce stress? Obviously, going to the gym helps. Like, when I was at the gym earlier
Sure.
today, felt great. Didn't care. Once
Yep.
my brain stopped thinking about it, I was good. But any other maybe like dietary things that are good for it that you could think of? Obviously, like I know like melatonin help you sleep. I don't really have problems
Sure.
sleeping unless I get stuck in that head, which melatonin wouldn't help in that case anyway.
Yeah. With stress, it's a little bit harder. One thing that it's kind of a cycle, right?
Yep.
Because typically, if you have higher stress, you will make worse food choices, and then
Yes.
worse, right? And because your cravings and you want to get that kind of dopamine hit from food
Right.
because you're stressed, right? So you'll eat a worse diet, and then eating a worse diet will make you have higher inflammation and typically just indigestion and associated issues, which will in turn make you have poor sleep, which then in turn will make you higher stress, and it's kind of an endless cycle, right?
Right. Yeah. It's hard to snap out of it sometimes.
Yeah. So which is why I have a lot of grace for people who are very, very unhealthy point, because it's like it's really hard to get out of,
Right.
right? So it takes some time. But with stress, as far as dieting, yeah, just try to eat as healthy as you can. Um, but recognize that your cravings will most likely go up during that time,
Right.
knowing it is half the battle. So like, oh man, I'm craving things that I haven't been craving for a long time. Oh, I don't actually need it. It's the stress that I've had lately.
I do know the one thing I usually substitute because we if I get in that salty mood, like I need something like salty type snacky type thing,
Yeah, yeah,
pickles.
yeah, for sure.
That's probably my favorite go to because I know it's not bad for
Oh, it's
me.
just cucumbers.
It's just
It's just
cucumbers,
cucumbers and
vinegar,
salt.
and some salt.
Yeah, yeah. No,
um,
pickles are a hack. Anybody who
yes,
is cutting and they like pickles always utilize them, right? Because
yeah,
it's crispy, it's crunchy,
it's
it's salty,
satisfying.
it's satisfying. It's like 5 calories a pickle or something.
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's awesome. It's a phenomenal. I actually just ran out recently, but I'll be buying more for sure on this cut.
Yeah, I refuse to run out of pickles in this household. That's
Yeah,
like
no,
we we
pickles are
usually, we
awesome.
usually like the sweet heat ones actually.
Ooh, you know what? Recently, I found that I actually really like the butter pickles.
Oh, okay.
What are they called?
Bread
The
and
ones that
butter.
have sugar added.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, bread and butter. Which is the only difference is they have sugar, and I think they put slightly different spices. I think
Yes.
there's mustard in there, um, so it's a big difference. But I found that actually quite like them. Um, but they are a bit higher calorie. They're not still totally not unhealthy, but they
Yes.
do have sugar added in them. So, which may be a nicer treat for somebody.
There you go. Good little
Yeah.
tips. Well, okay, Alex, what's I guess maybe in your past or everything. So if something pops up in your life, how do you how do you get past when you need to adjust things in your life, like whether it's diet or fitness, because you've had times where you were so busy that your gym was 2 a.m. maybe. Like how do you how do you
Sure,
how do you live
sure.
with that? Like how do you, I guess, get into that mindset to
Yeah,
just get it in, I suppose.
yeah, and the funny thing is, I personally struggle with that mentality,
Mm-hmm.
and all it is, it's getting out of all or nothing mentality,
Okay.
right? Health and fitness journey is not an all or nothing journey, despite what the space, the health and fitness social media space will tell you, which overwhelmingly is an all or nothing mentality,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
The worst and often the biggest influencers will tell you like, well, you got to do this, or you got to cut all of this out, or you'll be unhealthy. And you see it, and you've been in this space long enough,
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this space long enough to recognize it for what it is, right? So when somebody says, what's the big one right now, there's people who are like crapping on seed oils. uh,
Seed oils are back.
no, no, oh, that's the big one for now. I
Oh,
don't
okay, okay.
know.
I thought that one passed already. Sorry, I was like, did it come
No, no,
back
no,
around
it's still
already?
there. No, there's like a
Oh,
guy I saw a video of who went in a restaurant that was cooking with beef tallow instead
yeah,
of seed oils, and he's like all about beef tallow. Beef tallow is fine.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
tasty. It's
yeah,
delicious, right? But it's anyway.
yeah. That's
But he
different.
went
We've been
in
there.
and
We've
he
done
was
that. Right.
eating beef tallow, and there was a tiny amount of preservative in that beef tallow. He's like, "Oh, I'm not eating it." I'm like, "You will never be satisfied, and the message you're sending is just not helpful to anybody,
Yes.
right?" And sometimes it's just truly incorrect. Like seed oils are really not as bad as making them out to be. If your diet is very high in seed oils, you're probably getting some negatives. But it is like if of 100% of your fat intake, 10% is seed oils, you're fine,
Yeah.
right? So 100% of the fat intake, which happens to be 20% of your total diet. So 10% of that, 10% of 20% is what, 2%. So if 2% of your diet comes from seed oils, you're fine,
Yeah. Don't ever
right?
stress it. Like it. My favorite thing is like, okay, hey, I'm on an airplane. Get my cup of coffee, and they hand me those little biscuits. I remember seeing
Yeah,
people who are like, oh, they're seed oils. You shouldn't eat those. I'm like, I'm having two biscuits while I fly, sir, with my cup of
yeah,
coffee.
yeah,
I don't care. It's like I know it's
yeah.
not gonna hurt me, but yeah, no, that's a fair thing. Like to not
And
over
it's a
stress it. Like
yeah.
yeah,
And the problem is they
yeah,
treat
all or
it
nothing.
like it's poison,
Right.
right? You treat those things like it's like keto diet. Oh, carbs. You can't have any carbs. Like, you sure you can't have any carbs? I can't have 20 grams of carbs in my meal. No, no, no. 20 grams of carbs is max you have for the day. Like, no, no, no. Like, they treat those things that maybe it's a good idea to maybe have in moderation or cut down on,
Right.
but they treat them like it's poison,
Right.
right?
So
It's sorry, go ahead.
no, I think it's getting to your point. Yeah, like the all or nothing mentality is just not worth it.
Yeah.
To and I think probably what you're trying to say too is like something is better than nothing. So like I'm
Yeah.
I'm very stressed out with work right now. I still went to
Yeah.
the gym. Was it the best
Yeah.
workout I've ever had? No, some sets were good, better than others, but I could have just not gone to. Because trust me,
Yeah.
there's part of me wanting to be like, screw it. Like, let's.
100%.
But
Yeah.
something's
So
better than
so
nothing.
focus on the big things, on the macro things. Don't get so caught up in the micro things, right? So, like, let's say you are going to the gym consistently, you're making progress, you're getting good sleep, you're drinking lots of water, you're getting your protein, you're eating appropriate calories. And okay, then maybe look specifically at the carbs. Maybe then look at like diet sodas. Maybe you shouldn't have them, maybe you should have them. Like, but the problem is people hyper focus on the like tertiary things
Right.
and they overlook the primary and secondary things. So what I would say is when life gets stressful and busy, don't even worry about those secondary and tertiary things. Focus on the primary cores of health and fitness. Like, okay, life is busy right now. I can't make it to the gym 5 days a week. I can't track my calories. So instead, what can I do that's simple that I'm still going to get a lot of benefit from? What is the least I can do for the max benefits, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can go to the gym. Let's say life is really busy. I can go to the gym twice a week. I can do the workouts that I like, that I get the biggest bang for the buck from. And I'm going to try to get a couple servings of fruit, couple servings of vegetables, and get a
Yep.
protein with every meal,
And then
right?
yeah, like 10-minute walk after I eat. Just
I'm
something
going to
like
walk.
maybe that's it. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So focus on the big things that you get a lot of result from for lowest amount of effort when life is stressful and busy.
No, that's excellent advice because yeah, it's rough, but like I know like doing something's better than nothing for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it's yeah, maybe I won't stress so much about salt, but maybe I'll make the big thing of like, okay, let's not worry about the salt. I'm trying to purposely eat less salt. I should focus on like, okay, hey, maybe don't buy that quick and easy meal. Buy the ingredients, make it myself, make it whole, and that will fix it anyway.
Yeah.
And then
You prioritize more whole foods,
yeah,
less processed foods in general.
well, it's like
Drink more water.
oh yeah, I always drink more water. But yeah, like it's like little things like let me just eat the right things as opposed to taking the quick and easy out because I can't think and I want to do stuff quick and get to relaxing soon. So that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, and sometimes it just sucks. Let's be honest. This is life. Sometimes it just
Yeah.
sucks and it's gonna be busy and it's gonna be stressful.
Yeah, and just recognize that your journey of health and fitness is never going to look like this.
No, no,
Never going to
never.
look like a straight line. It's always going to have highs and lows, and sometimes it'll be more even, and you're making consistent good progress. And sometimes you had a rough period, didn't go to the gym for a couple of weeks, and sometimes you're crushing it and you're getting all kind of results and goals.
Yeah,
But for most people, this is not your full-time job,
you're
right?
right.
Health and
Right. Yeah.
fitness is something that just happens in the background, so you're going to
It's
have highs and lows with it.
well,
But
yeah, that's actually a good topic maybe for another time. Fitness isn't your full time job, but it's your full time responsibility
oh, 100%.
as
Yeah,
as a
100%.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just recognize that you're going to have highs and lows, but never stop,
Oh
right?
yes, yes, yes.
You're never finished with your health and fitness journey.
Not until not until you're gone.
Yep. No, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
when you
So
can
that's
finally
where it's,
relax. Only in death does health and fitness end.
yes, very good. And there's certainly tools. Like I'm not against using tools that will help you. There's no reason to make something harder just for the sake of making it harder.
Oh
Right. It's
right,
like
right.
that's why we have a gym. Like, okay, well, it's much easier for me to go to the gym and work out there than try to figure out how to work out at home.
Yeah,
Right.
isn't that an odd thing too? Like I have a home gym, but like man, sometimes it's just easier to go to the gym.
Yeah, for sure. Right. So I say, with time, there's going to be tools and things that you can add to make this journey easier. But there's also value to just like, hey, bottom line, some of those things are going to be hard.
Right.
Right. And it gets easier with time,
Sure.
but I don't think it's ever easy.
What was it? It's like, does it get easier? Yes, but you have to do it every day, which is what's hard.
Yeah. I don't feel like going to the gym most days.
Oh yeah.
Once I'm there, I'm like, heck yeah, I love it. Usually, afterwards, I feel good. I'm glad that I went. But 4 times out of 5, I'm like, I don't really want to go. Even though I know that it's good for me, I know I'm going to feel better afterwards. You kind of have to remember, like, that's a lie. That's not true. I got to overcome it, show up, and you'll really benefit from it.
Yeah, it's you have to So I don't always love the gym, but I always love the benefits I get from going to the gym. So
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. Well, any other tips that you can think of top of your head? Because
Um,
right now, like I'm feeling better. I'm gonna say one, having chats with your buddies, taking your mind off of the stress. Because I'm back
yeah,
in a more neutral state now.
yeah.
Instead of coming on here and be like, "Hey, if you're stressed about your job, just quit," because that's not a good idea. Don't ever do that.
Right. Yeah,
Unless
don't
it's
just
actively hurting you, then.
right.
But
It's
yeah,
toxic.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say to go back to health and fitness, a few things I would always keep doing
Mhm.
is always uh, do some sort of exercise,
Right.
ideally resistance training and walking. Always do walking, always do resistance training. You benefit a lot from it. Even if it's just one day a week going to the gym or doing something at home like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, right? You'll benefit a lot from just doing one day a week. More if you can. Always walk, ideally daily. Always drink lots of water.
Yes.
You
Well, I
almost
mean, if you're taking your creatine every day, like you should be, you need to be drinking lots of water so you can hold
yep,
in all those gains.
drink lots of water, stay hydrated. If your pee is anything but
If it
slightly yellow or clear, drink some
it should
fluid.
be like the if you're watching, it should be like the background window that's blurred behind Alex.
Yes,
That
exactly like
that
that.
that
Yes, that whole shade.
that's the
Yep,
shade between
that's
those.
perfect.
Now
That's not this.
not that bar.
That.
That yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I love that. Do that. Engage with other people, ideally in real life.
Yes.
Socialize people who you care about, people who care about you. Get good sleep the best you can. I understand not everybody can get 7 to 9 hours, but get the best sleep you can. Manage stress, practice gratefulness. Uh, take breaks from blue light. I'll say. So
Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
breaks from blue light. So read a book, journal, go outside, read a book, listen to a podcast, but take a break from blue light. And if you do those things, honestly, like eat fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
prioritize protein with most meals, have occasional treats, and yeah, that's it. If you do that, you'll be baseline healthy.
Yep. I mean, you can also have more than occasional treats.
What I mean by that is
No,
don't.
I'm calling out myself on this. Like
I see.
my sweet tooth, I probably have treats more than I should, which is probably not. It's not more than daily. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
But I'm like,
Sure.
hmm,
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
No, but
But
the reality is, I actually tell all my clients to intentionally choose to have treats because it will help them eat healthier the rest of the time.
oh yeah, it's. I remember doing a cut with like no treats and it was hard, and then the next time I did a cut with like hey twice a week.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. It was twice a week. I could have a treat, and it was either going to be like an ice cream or two light beers.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, made them a lot better.
Funny thing with light beers is they're like kind of filling.
They are, yeah,
You get carbonation. Like obviously it's not as filling as eating like 200 calories of chicken breast, but
right.
it's not the worst as far as treats go.
What's not
Now,
actually? What's so good?
I would say that like don't abuse it. Don't have that much alcohol every day because ethanol is poison.
Yes.
But as far as treat, not the worst.
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, yeah. Don't regularly ingest poison every single day. You need to take a couple days off. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Take breaks. I had a client, fun story. I had a client who came into me for nutrition advice, and he was an alcoholic, right? Straight up alcoholic. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to help you overcome alcoholism because I'm not a therapist. I'm a specialist in that area.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, how about we take those 10 beers you have a day, and I think it was more than 10, but we take those, let's say 10 beers we have a day, and we go switch from, I think it was Mike's harder lemonade he was drinking. And I was like, how about we switch from those and drink the same amount of any light beer that you like?
Yeah. Good start.
And he was losing so much weight
Oh yeah, yeah.
because he was cutting his calories from alcohol by more than half in each beer, right?
Yeah.
So he was cutting off like way more than 1,000 calories a day, right? Just from switching to different alcohol. He was still an alcoholic, which is a problem,
Right.
but he was losing all kind of fat just doing that.
Right. Well, I mean, diet can do so much. But yeah. And then yeah, we even go farther. Eventually get the seltzer beer in. Or not seltzer beer, just seltzer water. Just replace it
Yeah,
slowly, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Whatever you
Feeding
gotta
off
do
of
to
it.
drop the calories. Because yeah, drinking your calories is usually the worst
Oh yeah, yeah,
for losing weight.
yeah. Unless it's a protein shake or like low fat milk, yeah, drinking your calories is not going to get you very far.
By the way, I saw a really interesting study. I forgot to send it to you, and I apologize. So
Hmm.
I'm going to pass it to you to check out maybe for next time. Someone did a study, and there is more benefits for chocolate milk as a pre-workout than any of the energy drinks out there. And now, someone who I don't like energy drinks, like
Sure,
outside
sure,
of like
sure,
I've had like rain, like occasionally, but like
sure,
I
sure.
like coffee. But apparently, chocolate milk because of all the benefits you get from the vitamins and minerals from the milk, plus with the chocolate, the sugar, like it gets you up and going enough quickly
Mhm.
enough because it's sugar, it's digested quickly. I'd be if I can find it again, I'll try and send it to you. But if not, look it up because I'd be real curious what your takes are.
I have a hypothesis on that.
I'm I didn't look at. I just saw the article. I'm like, that's fascinating. I'll send it to somebody
Yeah,
who might actually care to you, but I forgot to do it. So
I'll look into that. I bet what happened is they were probably not given anything else beforehand. I'm guessing they're doing it fasted. Uh, so if you take somebody who is fasted and they ingest 100 milligrams of caffeine, or fasted and they get 30 grams of carbs,
mhm.
somebody with 30 grams of carbs long term in a longer workout form will probably perform better, right?
True,
So
yeah.
it's probably the carbs. I doubt that the vitamins and fats and protein are going to really make much of a difference. Um, but that's interesting. Yeah. So reality is both caffeine and carbs for workout are really awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, send me that study. I'll look into it.
I'll try and find it again to send to you because it's just fascinating. Because like I like milk. I'm a milk drinker, so I'm a.
Yeah, milk is great.
Should I?
And by the way, what I said with like lower fat milk instead of whole milk is still great, but it just has a little bit more calories.
Oh yeah, no, I
Both
like.
are good.
I'm
Both are good.
I only drink whole milk. Oddly
You,
enough,
you, you drink whole milk?
yeah, I drink whole milk. Occasionally
Hmm,
raw
typical.
milk whenever it's at the farmer's market.
Oh, interesting.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like whole milk.
Yeah, I do 2%. There's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, that's
Just
fair.
something I'm used to.
I
Yeah,
it for me it was 2% growing up and all that, and then I tried whole milk. I'm like, ooh, this just tastes
yeah,
creamier and better, and I like it. And then yeah,
mhm,
it's more calories, but whatever.
yeah. Whatever.
Most time milk is just in my coffee, so it's like,
Right. The extra 5 calories you
yeah,
get
I'm not worried
is not a
about it.
big
Like,
deal.
oh no.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. All that said, Alex, you have some hobby.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, let me bring it up here. Boom.
Wow, it's so
It
impressive.
is. It is.
I didn't even fully base them yet. I just built up the bases a little bit with cork and put the models on them. And the next step would be to add some AK-47 Dark Earth uh,
Okay.
or AK paints. What are they called?
Yeah. AK. Yeah. AK. Yeah, they do textures and stuff. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So add some texture, mud, and skulls. It's kind of my typical recipe for goblin bases lately. And then I can prime them and paint them and go from there.
It's so wild to me. I have never put the basing texture down and then primed a model.
Right, right, right. Because that specific brand is really good as it is.
Yeah, well, it's just like I don't know why. It's just like I've always flocked or I've done basing afterwards, and I've used the
Mhm.
AK texture on my Horse Heresy army, but I wanted it to be white, so like I did white over top of it, but that was after it was done. And then my same thing with my Ideneth. It looks like an ocean, but like I painted it by hand
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
instead of priming it. So I'm just it's
save yourself a step. But I will
I guess
say
yeah.
that the AK looks great without any color.
Oh yeah yeah
So like
yeah.
if I wanted to keep it that color, which I've actually done with a lot of Zombicide minis, is I would just keep it as is, and it looks great. And you can add it to like the capes and the cloaks and whatnot while you do it as well to make it look like it's like some dirt on it. So no,
Yes.
it's a AK is my favorite texture for basing.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah. These wolves look good. The Goblin
Yeah, they're
Horde
fun.
Goblin Horde is coming along.
Putting them on a base made me a little bit more excited to actually play them.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm you might have noticed I might have been looking down a couple times here and there. Um as of right now, my Grand Cathay order is on its way.
Nice.
And I was looking at the truck. It's in my town now.
Wow.
It has not arrived yet. So I was kind of hoping it would arrive and I'd hear him walking. In fact, you know what? Tell you what, I'm gonna go just check to see. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's up there. You recently, with your other podcast, Grimdark Games, with Eli
Oh,
Bear,
sure.
you guys had a great guest on. So I'm gonna mute myself, go check see if my Grand Cathay arrived, and you tell us about that podcast. Give a little spiel, and I'll make sure I get a link down there below for everybody to go check it out.
Sounds good. All right. So we had Matthew Panda Smith on the podcast, Grimdark Games. Check it out. Grimdark Games. Sure, it's coming soon. And he is world's strongest disabled man. He is in the UK, and yeah, great dude. Check it out. We talked about all sorts of things. One thing I will throw in is I think Chuck went away because he needed to poop. That's my theory, and he'll come back, and the Cathay may be there, but I have a feeling he took a break to poop. Anyway, Matthew Panda Smith, yeah, check him out. He is on Instagram. I don't remember his tag. But yeah, great guy. He won World's Strongest Disabled Man 2024. He won all kind of awards in UK and I believe internationally as well. Very wholesome guy. He is a Warhammer nerd, has been so for 20 years, 20 plus years. So awesome guy. Check him out.
Did I time it right?
Is it there? Yes.
Perfect. Well, I have some boxes here.
Okay.
Nothing makes you feel less stressed about work than the money you spent earning at work, right?
Live unboxing happening.
Live unboxing on this pre-recorded podcast. So, okay, all right. Game.
It'd be so funny if it's not Grand Cathay. You just open a random box.
So
It's creating.
This box right here. I'm not showing no address, nothing like that. This box right here.
There's Warhammer on it.
Contained these.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty certain could fit in this box with probably all the models that I'm about to check. I'm confused. Tell you what, it's not just a Games Workshop thing. It's everybody that ships stuff.
Yeah, Amazon does that all the time.
Yeah.
I'll get like a tiniest little thing. It's a humongous box.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't mind. I mean, it makes a bigger bonfire when I burn all the boxes.
I mean, extra boxes are always nice. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. We got the Grand Cathay dice.
Heck yeah.
We got the
Beautiful
Grand
green.
Cathay reference card pack, as you do. Oh, baby. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, look at this. Down there. Boom.
Nice. The generals.
Yep.
BSB.
BSB general. The real general. The
Right.
Longma. My second Longma.
Second Longma.
Double Longma-ing it. Ooh, what we got here? Sentinel.
Chuck is a gun.
Hold on. Nope. Just a
I'm the. Oh, never mind.
the box was falling, so I caught it, and I kind of fell backwards, and it made the lens cover of the camera go shut. Sentinel.
Nice.
Gotta have a Sentinel.
That's a big boy. I'm excited for it.
See a big boy. Oh, balloons, baby.
Ooh, even bigger boy.
Even bigger. Oh, and of course, can't go anywhere without these now. Arcane Journal and the Match Play Guide,
Nice.
which covered Match Play last week. Grand Cathay will be next with Neil.
Heck
And
yeah.
of course,
The Start Collecting box.
yep, Battalion babies. Let's go. All right.
That's nice.
There we go. We're
That's
good.
probably one of the better starter boxes.
Because everything's good. You know, being
Yeah,
a smaller army,
Everything's good.
like, but yeah, I got the complete army outside of the dragon, which isn't released yet. So
Heck yeah.
now I get to see if I can build it by this Saturday because of Club Day. I want to take it.
Yeah, you should. Why not?
We'll see. It's a lot of building.
It's a lot of building. Even for you. I think you definitely could do it. Question is, do you want to do it?
Well, if you see me at our usual barn tomorrow and I'm building, you know I'm trying. But
Very good.
regardless. All right, everybody. Once again, the Grimdark Games podcast will be down below because it's a good one. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I guess Alex, we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
All right, everybody, we'll catch you in a minute as I go talk Grand Cathay with Neil in a completely different outfit. I hope.
Yeah.
I know, and we're back.
Yeah.
We're back. It's very early for both me and Neil after long Fridays, early Saturdays for recording, and me and Neil both have very long days ahead. Thankfully, mine's involving farmers market and club days and priming stuff for the grand narrative, whereas Neil's is about kids' sports games and chores.
Actually, yeah, I think my wife's trying to take the kids to farmers market next town over, actually, as well this morning. So may have to go straight from here to that.
Ooh,
Um,
double
but,
farm market.
maybe we'll see.
Maybe next week we'll report on how the farmers markets are doing for both me and Neil. To go inside with the usual segment of Neil, how's your lawn?
It's doing well. You know, I've got my super dad mug going on here
Look
today.
at you! Look at you!
So, my lawn is a mullet lawn right now.
Okay.
So it is cut on the sides and cut in the front, but we got some work to do on the back.
Party in the bag, baby.
You know, it's been so like humid and nasty out around here. If you live in the Midwest, that I'm just pouring out sweat as I'm mowing this lawn, and at that point I'm like, no, it's not happening. We're gonna wait a little while for this backyard, I think. So that might have to happen today as well.
There you go. I mine's doing okay, but it's getting a little long in the tooth because, as it has been, it's been raining enough each day, more or less, to just make it awful. Or it's just so brutally hot and humid that it's just not worth it. So it's not my yard's not bad, but it could use a cut in the next 3-4 days for sure. And in my garden, I looked at it. The weeds are back, baby. I get them tamed back down a little bit, and it's just like, nah, we're back. I'm like, ugh. The end. Never.
Pulled a thistle in a flower bed that was as tall as me. I'm not fucking around here. I mean, it's
you know, every year there's some weed. I don't know what kind of weed it is. Like it looks like it's a vegetable growing, and I always plant stuff and I take pictures and I forget to look.
Yeah,
I let it go, and there was 2 this year. I'm looking at them like, ah, shit, you're a weed, and you're like almost a foot tall. I'm gonna rip you out. I thought you were a vegetable. I don't know why. I was just like, probably just laziness too, but.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been so hot that I dropped my son off at his baseball tournament game yesterday. Right, he's got 45 minutes of warm ups. And normally, a good dad might hang out, watch the kid warm up. I dropped him off. I drove 5 minutes back to the house and sat in my air conditioning while my son was. I came back to the field.
That's what we call building character.
Yeah, you decide. You put in the comments. Was that a good dad move? Was it a bad dad move? I'm curious as to what you think. But also, speaking of lawn talk, I had this. My son did about five lanes up and down on my on the front yard. First time pushing a lawnmower. It was kind of hilarious. The boy he was struggling.
Oh boy!
I mean, he had his full body weight into that mower.
Oh boy, man! You know what? I feel for you whenever you have to teach him how to drive, Neil. I'm so sorry.
It's coming in 2.5 years, by the way.
Well, are your daughter's doing it right now, right? Or is she next year?
She's 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5.
Okay.
She's gonna turn 13, so she's almost a permit.
Oh, God bless. Neil's gonna. Neil come on one week, he's just a full body cast. Next week, he's just like he's red. He's just red from just sheer anger from like.
No, the best thing for both my daughter and myself is to let my wife teach her how to drive, because I'm not sure her emotional state would be able to handle me in the car.
That's hilarious. Well, super dad. Lawn talk is good. So how's the hobby been going? I got a few pictures here you've submitted. Let me bring them up here. We didn't really submit. I just stole them from the last chat, the different group chat that you're in. Boom, a little Tracian champion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Looks good.
So he's it's like a Tracian chieftain or whatever.
Chieftain, yes.
Put that guy together on Hero Forge to be posed very similarly to the one that GW raised. But yeah, he turned out pretty cool. He turned out all right. So right now, and I printed 19 white lions. They are.
Oh, I didn't grab a picture of those. I apologize.
I don't know if I even sent it. So they're primed, they're built, they're ready to be worked on, and so I have painted now my core hill and my Creation. Let's go with Creation.
Sure.
Um, Chieftain, and so now we got the heroes pretty much done. I did print out a second core hill that I may throw on the back of a White Lion chariot that I'll have to print out.
Yep.
So then we'll have both versions of that. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to. If it's not in the list, that may be a little while in coming. And then so then we'll work on the weight lines. I'm pretty excited to start getting some of this high elf, heavy infantry out there. So.
Heck yeah, no, it's hard not to run a White Lion army right now with the way that extra rank of attacks or Furious Charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also hard not to put that strength or toughness 4 banner on those guys too. Make them strength 6, toughness 4. Just world beaters right now with Furious Charge.
Yeah, just make it a Death Star. I wish you could give. I guess you can. You could. Boom! You're all syntherial. Let's go. Man, casting magic is hard now.
Yeah.
You need some sort of buff or reroll or something to be effective.
Yeah, and the interesting thing too is like, it's going back and looking at some of those Arcane Journal armies of infamy, like the White Lion army. I mean, now that White Lions, like each one of those guys can challenge. So if you get hit with a dragon in the front, that dragon is not going to do dick.
Yeah, naturally.
You just challenge with a regular trooper. He dies, too bad, and then you win on combat res every single time.
And if you lose, you're stubborn that first round.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, to be fair, you're going to be putting a lot of points into that White Lion block to be held up, though. So, but also, if you're holding up the dragon, hopefully your other stuff can take care of the rest of that.
Well, yeah, you're probably putting in about the same amount of points as what that dragon is, right? So, probably worth it.
Probably worth it. Heck, give them choose your high magic lord and make them Courage of an Aryan. Boom! Hey guys, you're unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens.
Yeah. So I did that. I messed around with printing out a baggage train. It did not come out the way I wanted it to.
It was a mighty baggage. It was a baggage train. It was a baggage
carousel. It was
huge. It was bigger than expected.
It was too big. And so we are going to get rid of that, or we're going to keep it for like terrain or something like that.
Oh, that's solid terrain, yeah.
And then, what are we going to do? I don't know. We'll find a cart with something on there, and we'll do better this next time.
Actually, you could even do a twist on the baggage train where you have to go to the baggage train, loot, and get away.
So I've been thinking about, instead of like everybody's doing or everybody's thinking about, I feel like kind of like the cart and horse kind of thing, because that's what they put in the book, right?
Yeah.
But also like tents, like your like your command tents that you might have, behind the army lines and everything, right?
Oh, cool.
That would be kind of a cool thing to put on as a quote unquote baggage train. So thinking about that as well. The other thing I've been working on is objectives. So I do have some like high elf, one of those like obelisks or whatever that I'm going to put now. But also I've been messing around on Hero Forge, and I've been making as one of my objective markers there. It's an elf with its hands kind of tied behind its back or whatever. So it's like a prisoner of war.
Oh, you're trying to
kind
get
of thing.
rescued. Nice.
Like you got to go get the prisoners back, So that'll be kind of a neat thing to pop around there. But I'm thinking I'm going to kind of do my objectives different. Like, one will be like that. One will be like an obelisk, like I'll have all sorts of different objectives I think I'm going to do. So should be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, having made the baggage train already, which is just like more like horses carrying tools of war and some guards, I was like, yeah, I should look at the objectives because I want those for my high elves too. I have one already on a 40 mil base. I don't know why. I think it was probably because of the old Adepticon rules, like the pack listening to like Garage Hammer. They would talk about you had to have like an objective for like they did it for Sigmar for 1 year as well. Alex
Mhm.
did. So I made it, and I've made it. I have it for all my elf fantasy armies and my dwarf army. It's a 40 mil base, and it's usually like a rock, a banner, some weapons like stacked around it, just looking kind of cool. So I'm like, I have one, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep using that one. Absolutely, it's kind of classic. But build up what 3 more. So I think it's like there can be 4 in total in any given game.
Mhm.
So I've been looking at doing that too. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm not sure what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like to make them unique and different.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's plenty of things you could do loot, you could do weapons, you could do points of
Ooh,
interest, you could do banners, you could do
actually,
you
that
know.
remember that bust I painted up last quarter that you printed for me, the sea
Mhm.
guard. Scale that down, just make it like a little statue.
Oh, I can do that
That'd
in
be
a
pretty
heartbeat.
sick. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty easy.
no, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe my next print I'll just do that and have it in case you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
find a place for it, but yeah, objectives. That's a good shout. I'm already like I said, I'm already deep in the Grand Cathy I'll talk about here, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm willing to mix in some old high elf stuff to keep myself sane.
Hmm. Yeah, so then the last thing I was working on, and I was working on last night for quite some time, is I'm starting to put together the pack for our narrative event on November 1st, and so there should be it should be coming out for registration on BCP I think this month, and then so I've already got together a little blurb about what the event's going to be about and
Nice.
what you're going to need and all this kind of different stuff. But now it's kind of getting into the nitty gritty of, okay, well, what does this look like? How do we put a narrative flair? How do we resist the temptation of just, putting match play stuff out there? How do we want to forge some kind of narrative here? As we're doing this. So, um,
Nice.
yeah. So we'll see. I think it'll be interesting to see how many signups we get. And I think the more we get, I think the the easier this is for me. But you think it'd be harder, and it is harder from like a terrain standpoint and that kind of stuff. But I think I've got all that covered. It's really more just making sure we get the players so that the event itself can be more fun. Because when yeah,
Big events. Yeah,
you got 10 guys, that's not going to be as fun as if we got 20, 30 guys playing. So,
yeah,
but
different vibes. I mean, I think you've got at least 12 guaranteed.
yeah, that's great. It's a good starting point for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So.
Just from the base structure of our friends and such. Like I said, I know I'll be there. Alex will be there. Yeah.
Mhm. So one of the things that so I was kind of as I'm kind of looking for ideas and everything, and I'm in the back of the main rule book, and we all kind of filter through the scenarios for the match play right there, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then we all know what a narrative event is, right? And so, but I thought I was just like, well, let's temper back the hubris here. Let's go in there to see what they're talking about, what they put in this book about it. And they have some actually interesting ideas put in there. And one is like a D6 table that like affects your game, right? And so, and then I started thinking about total war and things like that. Now,
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like where
so
you're going.
yeah, so like let's say how sometimes you get into a total war game, right? And it says like the winds of magic can change at the start,
Right.
right? So that's something that could happen, right? Maybe a surge in the winds of magic, however that's going to look. Maybe it'll be a +1 to cast across the board for everybody, right? And I think that's doable now that the casting's been kind of pulled back, right? So,
I mean,
um,
you always look at the old Storm of Chaos books that had that wheel, and I think if there was like weird things like that that could happen, like a random monster gets unleashed on the table. So
mm,
yeah, look at even if you need it. I think I have. I mean, I have it. I can send you pictures of the inside of the book that section if you can't find a. I'm
I
sure there's
may have
images
it.
online.
I need to
Yeah.
go. I need to go down. I might even have it still in like the wrapper, but we'll see.
Ooh, sealed.
Maybe. I have to go back and look what I got, but that's a great shot right there. So yeah, we're just kind of getting started at how wacky I want this to be and all the rest of that. I also think we're in an interesting time right now for the game because I think we're just starting in 1.5, and so I think a lot of people are even by November are still going to be wrapping their heads around it a little bit. For people who don't get to play as often. So I think there's going to be people who want to experience some of those scenarios, experience some of those that objective play. The board corners, all that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of that's going to be in there just to get you used to being able to play that way. And I think a lot of that's very narrative as it goes anyway. So
Yeah.
I think this current 1.5 has done a great job of making scenarios already that have a narrative feel to them. So and so then it's just like, what do you want to do? How do you want to build around that? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
So yeah, like I didn't really play too many of the missions until we went to Brew Brawl. And I was like, these are really good. Like just in the core rule book. Again, usually it's like, it's a random day. You're just having fun, hanging out. You just want to roll dice and run at each other. So you don't worry about the missions too much. They're not a hard lift though, honestly. I will say this: the last club day I had, we were just doing pitch battle, but he said, "Hey, why don't we scatter the terrain? We just D6 random movement." And like it didn't really do too much, but I was looking at that. I'm like, a couple weird dice rolls, and it would really change the scope of this table. And he's like, yeah, we usually just do it for fun if we don't want to add a mission on. The gentleman I was playing, David, and you could even do something like that, like, hey, halfway through the game, earthquake. All your models have to roll on a 1. They can't move because they're stuck, and all the terrain shifts like D3 to D6 inches. Can't scatter onto obviously important stuff, but just like that that in the middle of a normal pitch battle game would be like, oh, and then you next turn, let's say that happens turn 3, and then each turn after that, you roll to see if there's aftershocks.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
cool.
So the other things that right now I have the table set as like a D6 table, right? And so like Winds of Magic thing is 1, and then you're looking at things that are going to affect certain types of units, right?
Right.
All right. What if there's like heavy fog on the battlefield? What does that look like? Right.
Oh yeah, shooting's down.
What happens when you can't see where the other army's deployed? Right. They're out there, right? But you don't know exactly where. So now you got your war machines. Their range is reduced 50%. Right.
Yeah,
you can't charge unless you're 12 inches. Things like that.
What if there's a sudden downpour and swift strides turned off on horses?
Right.
Or flies halved.
So I've got a gale, like a storm brews up on the battlefield. So anything with a fly rule loses 3 inches to its fly rule.
Ooh,
right?
Or I like loses 3 inches, and if it moves using the fly move, it's dangerous terrain. Like it gets struck by lightning.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like that. Like, hey, do you want to move 1 inch balloon, or do you want to move your 8?
Right. Yeah. And so then the other one is marshlands, right? So like kind of like a wet, soggy battlefield or whatever. And this is one out of the rule book actually. It kind of describes this, but doesn't give you the rules for it. And so this one is going to limit cavalry, right?
Yeah.
For how far they can move. So if you build a list that's very just cavalry centric and you roll that one, right, or if you're Bretonia, right,
you're in trouble.
You might struggle a little bit on that. So it's and it's all going to be determined by the dice roll at the beginning of the game. So there's another one that's open field, right? So chariots become faster,
buffs and debuffs. I would say maybe there should be one that could possibly turn off some infantry buffs, since infantry is much better now. I think we're going to see more infantry than cavalry, even at your narrative events, because people I think a lot of the cheesy lists just aren't going to happen anymore naturally from the way they've adjusted the rules. So I like the idea of buffs and negatives, but like not everything has to be buffed. Like I don't need an infantry buff, but maybe there's one where you roll it and all of a sudden, hey, you lose 1 or 2 rank bonuses or something like that. Just something, throwing that out there just to
I thought about like something like oppressive heat or something, right? So like maybe it's super hot, maybe you're in the desert or something, right? And like how's that like an infantry, like a compressed infantry block wearing heavy armor gonna handle like that? Sounds like something really silly, but this, I was outside of my kid's baseball game. I'm starting to think about this. I'm like, man, imagine if you're covered in armor
next to a bunch of other sweaty dudes.
This would be the worst thing ever. Right?
Yeah. And you want me to go fight? Oh God, no.
But I bet you Tomb Kings don't care, right? I bet you Lizardmen don't care.
True.
Right? So like things like that. So
you got a lot of play. I'm excited.
Out how to make that one just work just yet. So, but let's kick it around. But that could definitely be an infantry that'd probably be across the board thing, So
Yeah,
uh,
that
so,
makes
yeah,
sense.
so lots of fun to be had with it. Just takes some work and some creativity, which is things I love to do with this game. So
I look forward to it, and trust me, there'll be more talk about this as Neil gets his ideas flowing, pack reviews, all this sort of stuff.
mhm.
As for my hobby, let's see here. Boom! I finished this beautiful Yvrain bust that Neil printed for me to meet my quarter 3 goal already. So
Nice.
doing a bust each quarter. So this bust, like I said, I see like one flaw down here, like whatever. It's not a big deal. Like I wasn't painting this one for competition, like the last one wasn't for competition. These are for me, just to do it. But as I was painting this bust, I was really, really, really getting into it. Like I was putting like a lot more effort than I did in the Seaguard bust. And like not saying I put in a ton of effort. Like the metals could be tighter, obviously. I could highlight a little bit more, but this is one where I'm like, you know what? Neil, I might ask you to print me another one of these in the future,
Mhm.
just because I would like to try and really push and take this to like a competition, as a painting piece. Like really put in the effort, not just like let me paint it in a week. Like no, let me spend a month on this. Let me see what I can actually do, because it painted up beautifully, and like I said, it's just I don't know. It's like one of those busts. It's like I just absolutely just love it. Thrilled with
I
how
will
it turned
say
out.
too, like as you're talking here, I'm kind of thinking, a bust would be a great way to like learn how to paint eyes
It
because it's not like real small, right? Like,
it it
like you got a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does depend on the bust. Like that Seaguard bust, the eyes weren't really like I was struggling with those eyes. This Rain bust, I had a great time. Like I was touching up and like really getting the cat's eyes on her edge of her eyes really well, but um it really depends on the bust. But yes.
Mhm.
Like
So
especially too, it's like she's a female elf. I paint a lot of female elf models for the army. So
yeah. Mhm.
yeah, just super thrilled like with how it turned out. And that's with just a little bit of effort. Beyond what I was planning to do. So listen, I love it. Sorry, I'm just a loss for words. It's 7:08 in the morning. It's normal morning now. Outside of that, a little bit of news here. A little bit of proud Chuck moment that happened yesterday. Um, I hit Neil. You remember when we did our bucket list episode? That was long ago.
Jesus.
That was probably
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
over a
I
year
know
ago.
exactly where you're going with this now. Yep.
hmm I think everybody should have like a little, yeah, you should have a bucket list for life, but like I have a Warhammer bucket list, things I would like to achieve, and there's also a section where it was things that I achieved I never even thought was a goal, but it's just like just and like what it was and the year, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I never had a goal of becoming a Warhammer hero, but I achieved it, so let's note it. Let's note the year, and just be like, okay, it's like not a bucket list. I guess it's a accidental bucket list thing, but this was on my bucket list for a while, and that is getting into a White Dwarf magazine. Somehow,
Mhm.
hook or crook, I wanted to get in there, just
Yeah.
once. Um,
I mean, you kind of have been already in a way, right? But
well, you talking about
not
Terathi?
directly.
Are you talking about Terathi?
Yeah.
She was in the Battle Tome,
Oh, that's right.
which
That's
was an accidental. That wasn't like a bucket list. That was just like, ooh, okay,
right. Hmm.
yeah. So in the latest issue, it's coming out this weekend. So today, I got mine a couple days early, just because it came in early for the shop, and no one really cares if you sell these early. Um, so episode 514, they did a coverage of the grand narrative from last year, because it was in the UK as well as in the US. It was kind of like a dual system type thing. Um, and during this review, it was about a couple of White Dwarf gents that want to go play in it, and they were talking about like the whole story and what was going on. It's a great little write up for anybody that's been to the grand narrative, or like me was able to work in it, because there's a nice little spread here that talks about people who dressed up. So some of it was Vox Localum. That's what I was. Like leading a room is it's not a TO, but think of us more of like a narrative table boss for a room. room or two, just to help keep the flow and the feel of it. And we were characters, and yep, as you zoom in there, next right, I think right above Notley, if you know Notley from the social media and the Twitch streamer, right below David Gromley, two gents who dressed up was me, and my face was in White Dwarf, not my name, which is fine. That's fine. But I'm excited that I made it into White Dwarf. Bucket list achieved. I realized I have only 2 more items left on my bucket list.
Chris, you're moving through that bucket list as fast as you move through your models.
I know it's fun. Well, one is very easy. Actually, both are fully in my control, if I'm honest with you. My last 2 bucket list items, so it needs to grow again. I need to like, what do I want to do? Maybe focus more old world style in this one. But like one thing I want to do is get to a frontline gaming event like LVO, ACO. So probably LVO. Might as well go for the big one.
Sure.
Just to go for it. And then the other one is I have friends out there who are aware and will help me connect. I just got to kind of get off my butt to do it and have the funds. And I may have bought 2 Switch 2s recently, so I don't have funds right now. And I got vacation coming up, so I need to lay low on this. But I want to get a custom Terathi bust, and I think I want to base it off of the model I've kit bashed more than just putting Taylor Swift's face on like a Daughters of Cain model. I want to base it on my bust, or my model that I've kit bashed from GW parts, which means I'm going to pay money to have someone do this, which is great. And then I'll have an STL that I'm essentially going to just put out for free because I won't be able to sell it as far as I'm aware, because it would be just direct copying of with some artistic flair. So I don't know, but if I can sell it for a couple bucks, I might do that, just to help offset the cost it might cost me. But if it's really inexpensive for the bust, I'll just put it out there for free. And I'm gonna give it to I'm like, hey Vince, here's a Terathi bust. Do you want to paint it? Like, and just see what he does. Like, just give it out to like here, share it with your friends. Like, here's 10. So give one to Ninjon and Sam Lenz, and just like say like, hey, if you want to do something with it, go for it. I want to put her out there in the world for everybody. So that's I gotta start working. Speaking of working, current task. You saw me. Everybody saw me, Neil, earlier in the episode. Time recording with Alex. My shipment arrived, and I was unboxing my Grand Cathay order online. So here's a full picture of it, real quick. Everybody knows what these boxes look like, so I don't need to leave it up too much. But, yes, Grand Cathay is working, and I was hoping to try and have it all done for Club Day today. At the time of we're recording this, did the double Longma, Shangengen Lord, and double on Longma, great kits. They went together fairly well. I think some people said that they don't really go together fairly well. I'm like, make sure the glue's dry before you let go of like the wings. But they went together fine. It was a fun little thing. The Gatemaster Gatekeeper, simple, amazing little kit. Even did a little bit of kit bashing on there. Kit bashing from within the army itself, just weapon swaps and stuff. That was great. The Sentinel, which everybody's having problems with. If you aren't used to GW's modern building and you don't look ahead a step or two, I see where people were having complaints on that model. I didn't have any frustrations with it. It took me longer than other models, but it's a big model and there's lots of pieces. But don't be afraid of it. Just take your time. Give yourself 2 days, to build it, like casually. And like use plastic glue, because also too, if you use super glue and you lock that thing in place and it's slightly off, you're gonna have a nightmare to get it fixed. But if there's plastic glue, it still can be shifted a little bit, so no problem there. And the balloon was an amazingly fun build, but it does take a little bit of time, but zero stress, just fun the whole way through.
Nice.
But I got through all that last night. I decided to open up the box, and I had with the battalion box, and I was like, I took one look at the sprue of the infantry. I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm getting these built. So I have them set. I'm gonna go to Club Day today with one of my other armies and build this if I'm the odd man out. So that's where that's at.
That's awesome. Yeah. And by the way, I wanted to say just super happy for you getting in that white dwarf.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome. I showed it to my wife too. She's like, "That's so cool." So yeah.
Well, it's a random zine. I didn't know the article was coming out. Obviously, random zinch. I just buy all the white dwarfs because it's just from a kid. I
Yeah.
opened as I saw. I'm like, oh, Grand Narrative. And I was like, that's cool. Like they talked about it. And I turned to the page. I saw myself. I put it down. I ran out to the shop and bought a second copy to put in the trophy case.
Yeah.
I'm like, you stay clean. You're perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations, brother. That's really cool.
Thank you. It's exciting. Like I said, and there's some other great people like Katie and Sergeant Steele. Like there's Steve Foote. So it's cool that they did that, and I'm lucky that I got to be one of the ones that they decided to throw my picture in because they maybe just as easily could not have. You know, they could have chose somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful, and
yeah, really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Now I don't know what to do with my life. I'm in the White Dwarf. I'm done. No one knows who the heck I am in there. Whatever. Sorry, lost train of thought. Thank you.
We're just talking Cathay, and I think finishing up your hobby.
Yes. Okay. So last little bit of hobby before we dive into the Grand Cathay Arcane Journal. So there is 4 of us locally in Grand Cathay, maybe even 5. 4 and
Really?
four are at the barn. There's
Wow.
myself. There's a gentleman named Jake at the barn, and I think he's ahead on building than me.
Wow.
I'm a little bit quicker of a painter, but he's a slightly better painter, so you know, it is what it is. Mark is getting it. He's got to buy it, and he'll have it commission painted. I believe is his plan. And then our other friend, Evil Bob, although he's really backed up. And there's like one at the Ligonier Club too. So it's like, oh, I didn't realize everybody was getting into this. That's great. So we're all kind of figuring out, at least at the barn group, like what colors are we painting? Like what's our
Right,
theme?
yeah,
Like
like
there's gonna be some overlap, but like, and we all have different paint styles, so it's not like it would be hard. And we're going through, so we were looking through it, and I was like, okay, Neil, you're gonna know this guy. I'll bring up the little Warhammer wiki here with this. I decided that like, which dragon do I want to lead me? Miao Yang is awesome, and she's cool, but I'm just like, maybe she's not the one. Like, I'm gonna buy her, but maybe she's not the one I jive with the most.
Yeah.
Just reading through it, I actually went with probably the most boring one. But he is from Total War, Yan Bao. Yan Bo. I think Yan Bo.
Yeah.
The Jade Dragon.
It's more like the green and yellow scheme. Is that right?
It's the green and yellow with like maybe a touch of purple.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. So he's the master of the meteor winds. And essentially he's in the center of the whole empire, and he's kind of usually the one that's just does, like, not diplomatic, but he just kind of does the menial stuff. Like, he has all the farms, so like he has to make sure everyone has food. He's not like the most war-torn one out of all of his sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm. Well, the farther you get from the wall, I feel like,
yes,
the less threat there is. Right?
Yeah, but it's kind of fun. It talks about, like, no, he is a very powerful war leader. He just doesn't need to do it because everyone else is doing it. So he's like, all right, I'll make sure the empire's safe and stuff like that in the central provinces. And like, there's some great art with him, which is great because I'm like, that's exactly what I want. The jade armor, everything like that. Like, yeah, here's a nice in-game picture of him. So, well, it's like a gold yellow, so purple plume. So, but it still gives me a great color scheme to work off of.
Yeah.
And I also chose within the Grand Cathay map, Shangwu, which is kind of it's attached to the Great River, so it's kind of like, big meeting part. So I'm going to be the Shangwu Guardians or something like that. Is my plan. So I'm going with a mostly green and yellow scheme, and like I said, maybe a touch of purple here and there. And then everybody else is like, yeah, someone else is doing yellow primary, and they might do green or red or purple or something like that. And the other person's doing a light blue and red, which is going to be very fascinating to see. So we're all good.
Imagine, like, whenever I imagine the amount of work that had to go into Total War for all these different factions to get them looking, exactly the way I know they worked hand in hand with GW. Just the overall map and everything they did for the sandbox type game. I mean,
Yeah.
really an incredible game, and I'm so glad that it's here that we can work off of that and everything. I mean, a lot of ideas that you can pull from that game, all sorts of stuff, and put into onto the tabletop. So yeah, we are blessed for having that game to kind of help us out.
We are, and to be honest with you, while we wait for Yao Ming to come out, because who knows when that's going to be? It could be 2 weeks from now. It could be later this year. I am looking to see if somebody has maybe taken some liberties from the 3D models in Total War with Yan Bao. So Neil, if you see those or anybody else out there knows of a place to possibly see them,
I have not seen anything like that, and they have done it. May they stay hidden.
yeah. I'm not saying post it down below, but I'm saying find a way to contact me through my Instagram. And send me some notice, because I would love to bug Neil, be like, hey Neil, can you print this guy for me?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure you could find something that's somewhat like it. But,
yeah, it's one of those things. Like, as I'm progressing with this army, if it's still a way out, I'll find a way to kit bash or find something that looks close enough through non-official ripping of files and have it printed or something. So
yeah, Ying comes out. At least the dragon component of that. Like, there's probably a lot you can do with some green stuff and like a different dragon face. That might be doable. Just depends on how much you want the pose to be exactly the same.
I'm like, when Meow Ying comes out, I'm just gonna play Meow Ying. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe at most, I will kit bash the foot version into be the Yan Bao if I need to. But like, I'm not too stressed about it, because like it just is what it is. And the nice thing is too, Yan Bao gets along with Meow Ying.
Mm-hmm.
So her being in the army is like, he says like, hey, here's my guys to go help you fight in the north or whatever you're doing, and it would still make sense narratively to me. That said, ooh, it didn't blur. Ooh, yay!
Yeah, there it is.
Grand Cathay Arcane Journal, Neil. You ready to do our? We'll be fully caught up on all the books out for Old World. You ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I have to say, I did read through all the lore in this. There's some interesting bits, but all the interesting bits were about the I guess not sometimes accidental, sometimes intentional interactions with the other armies. The lore itself for Grand Cathay in this book isn't super thrilling. Like yet, like it's clearly a baseline. They're perfect. Everything's great. They are the best humans in the world. They have the best society, and their rulers, while unbelievably powerful and in complete and total control, are not corrupt in any way, shape, or form. There's been accidents, but they're very benevolent. So it's like, okay. Seriously, yeah. Then
the way to be diplomatic, G-dubs.
Yeah.
So you got to at least establish that baseline first. Be like, hey, we're not trying to offend anyone. Everything's fine. And then, of course, you could probably build on that. But also, I look at this army a little bit like I looked at Age of Sigmar, right? Like when Age of Sigmar came out, the lore was fresh. It needed some time to develop, and so that's probably where we're at with this right now.
Well, it did a good state of structuring what Grand Cathay is from a outside high level perspective. It goes a little bit deeper on a few things. Like, obviously they are okay playing with Warpstone. Not necessarily directly, but like they have the Warpstone Sentinels. They've done other things with Warpstone I'll mention here. But despite all of that, they've managed to stay corruption free. Like the Emperor, he was around before the old ones. So like, so there's a lot of stuff they could talk about. They could really pull from that. And his wife was born from the Morslib, the Good Moon. And like I said, there were some tragedies. There wasn't like all prim and proper, but I'm like, okay, I see where they could sneak in parts of like, is as kosher as it feels. I did laugh because there was a part of me going like, okay, I mean, Grand Cathay in the end times just got run over by Skaven. That's what it was. Like, it was kind of like, done, moving on. You're like, okay, that was a page.
That's I don't know. There's things about the old times that I'm just like, oh god,
Yeah,
it's
like
just like, so we need somebody to get taken out. Oh well, they just lost the Skaven.
Yeah.
Oh well, how do we take care of the oh they just lost the Skaven.
Yeah.
It's just how do we
Yeah.
take care of Elizabeth? Well, they lost the
They
Skaven.
lost the Skaven.
Like, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Elizabeth losing the Skaven was at least a
It's like a
whole
get out of jail
section.
free card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Jesus, like okay,
The what's gonna be funny is as they build upon this narrative and make Grand Cathay much more interesting and robust, that end times Skaven just ran him over on like a side note is gonna hurt more and more.
Oh yeah.
The interesting thing, Chaos did corrupt one of the I think it was one of the sisters. She was like warlike, and died. So she's now the spirit of the underworld. Is pretty cool, like little story there. Definitely go read that. But the most interesting thing to me, so the Emperor was seeing the ogre tribes in their startup were attacking the Sky Titans, which you remember, like there's the Sky Bridges that the dwarves have made. I think had some influence from the Sky Titans or something like that. That's where I first heard of the Sky Titans, was through in the dwarf book, because I think the dwarves, I think they might have been at war with them a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah,
no, I've not heard. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's in my brain, something like that. I don't know why. Anyway, so, and they saw the Sky Titans were going to lose. Like, oh, we should try and help them just to make sure no one goes extinct. That's what Grand Cathay. They're very benevolent. They didn't want anyone to just die off. So they gave their black powder, which is better than the dwarves, by the way, but the dwarves would never admit that because Grand Cathay invented it first. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
But I guess that's tying with the real world. China, Japan made black powder before anyone else. So, okay, sure. So they gave black powder and cannons to the Sky Titans. Sky Titans still lost. That's why ogres have cannons and black powder, because they just took the cannons. And more importantly, as a last-ditch effort during like that little war, well, Grand Cathay they're not fighting in the war. They're just seeing it happen. They're trying to like assist. They decide to take a warpstone meteor out of orbit, which was like probably a piece of like the Manslib, the Chaos Moon, and drop it in essentially where the ogre tribes were at near them, right to their west. So it's like me over here in Pittsburgh area, just like those Columbus people, they're acting up. Let me just drop a meteor on them.
Right.
They did so, and that's why there's like those sand warpstone desert area around Grand Cathay, because they kind of caused it to themselves. But they were hoping to just do enough to like everybody chill type thing.
Yeah.
So where that meteor fell, a fanged maw appeared that started making every ogre around it very hungry. So congratulations, ogre players, you worship a chaos entity. So the Great Maw was formed by Grand Cathay dropping a meteor down of warpstone.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it had the opposite effect, and gave the ogres ravenous hunger, and they went on after that and were forced, because they were just kind of the survivors, and were just forced to just go forth, and they went and destroyed the Sky Titans right after, because it's like, all right, there's your screw up, Grand Cathay. You screwed one thing up, sure, we got that.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that before Teclis, there was dragons that made similar decisions. Similar bad decision making.
Yes.
So done for the right reasons, but ultimately an incorrect assessment of the situation.
Whilst Grand Cathay has some pretty powerful and some pretty good rulers, they do not have foresight. So, and trying to think what else was. And of course, they weren't involved. But when Calidor was forming the vortex to save the world, and the Lizardmen were also putting forth effort into the magic to help him create this, because it was going to be beyond him, so Lizardmen had to step in without anyone realizing from all the way another continent, and helped it work. Don't worry, Grand Cathay was also just absolutely marching forth up north to just decimate the armies. So, hey, if Grand Cathay wasn't there, no one knew. Those armies would have come down a little bit quicker, those demon hordes. But the Grand Emperor himself was easily achieving the same feats of Venarian with Widowmaker, as far as I could tell from this lore reading. Like, okay, he is one of the oldest dragons. I guess we can allow it, but please don't cheapen my boy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah, the dragons were around before the old ones, so I do kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one. He was around before the old ones. He saw the change. He saw the monsters being pushed forth, and like he even talks about like the Emperor, because it's a lot of perspective from him, which is kind of cool. And he's like, he thinks the elves are breaking the dragons and like they're beasts of burden. It's like, really, like if you go into the high floor, like, no, they are more partnerships than you realize. But that's not how he sees it, because he's not talking to them. He just saw them go to sleep and then they're being roused. Strangely enough, didn't talk about, because we can't talk about dark elves yet because they're not in the game. I would love to have seen his perspective on the dark elf dragons, because those are broken and corrupted dragons, not chaos level corruption, but like broken dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So, but nothing there, because we can't talk about dark elves. They don't exist.
Right.
All right. Anyway, let's dive in. I know we're not the first people to do this, but we'll do our little flair. All right, Neil, Grand Cathay army composition. By the way, everybody out there, if you're watching this isn't a fluff, fun Arcane journal that we've been getting. This is literally the basic rules for this army. We're getting a second Arcane journal down the line. It's going to be more fun, narrative focused, with Miao Ying's release.
Mm-hmm.
So the basic army, 50% characters, obviously. 0 to 1 Cathayan dragons per 1,000 points. So the only dragon we have right now is Miao Ying. So, but interesting that we could maybe bring 2 500-point dragons in the future. 0 to 1 Shengengen Lord or Lord Magistrate per 1,000 points. And then Shengengen, Gatemaster, Gatekeepers, and Strategists, which are the noble versions of it. So Shengengen Lord can be level 3 or 4. Just normal Shengengen can be 1 or 2. And then a Strategist is just a slightly lower statted Magistrate. So, and Gatekeepers, Gatemasters are just cool characters from what I can tell. Combat characters you can throw in, and Gatekeepers are the BSB. Obviously they can be on horse or foot, whatever you prefer.
Gotcha.
Core 25%, as many Jade Warriors as you want. That's core infantry. And then 0 to 1 Jade Lancers per 1,000 points can be taken as core. I don't know why they needed to really do that, considering how they're selling the army right now, but sure.
So profit if you're playing objectives, or
everything I've been hearing, Jade Lancers.
You need the core, right? So the more good core you got, the better you're gonna do. So.
I like Jade Lancers, but I'm hearing that they're maybe better as a support role, potentially. So we'll see. All right, and then special 50%, as many Jade Lancers as you want. 0 to 3 War Machines per 1,000 points, and that's the Fire Rain Rocket Battery and Cathay and Grand Cannon. Both great. I love both of them. And if your general's a Shengengen Lord or Shengengen, 0 to 1 Sentinels, or if your general's the Lord Magistrate, 0 to 1 Sky Lanterns can be taken as special. And then rare is your Sky Lanterns and Sentinels. Now, allies. This is kind of interesting. I know we don't really care about allies too much, but I'm starting to like get more interested into them as we get deeper into the game, especially for maybe like narrative fun. Any Empire or Grand Cathay Army of Infamy composition list. So obviously they'll work with humans, at least Empire humans. Then also one of the following Grand Army composition lists: Dwarfs, Empire, Bretonnians are suspicious, Wood Elves are suspicious, and High Elf realms. So seems fine. They don't like the horse lovers. That's and I get the Wood Elves. Yeah, the Wood Elves are going to be suspicious to everybody.
yeah, for sure.
So kind of neat there. And I mean, I know I'd want to ask like anything exciting in there for you, Neil. No, it's just it's what we have. It's a small army.
It actually, I mean, it actually seems like their society seems more akin to Bretonia than anything else, really, because it smacks of a little bit more feudalism. But
Well, it's feudalism with universal enlightenment. Like, I don't think any peasant in Cathay are being treated like a peasant in Bretonia.
fair enough.
Yeah, like it talks about they want everybody there to be educated and happy. Like, hey, we need farmers, we need this. So
Mhm.
I don't think anyone is living in the mud as their
A little
highest
bit.
hopes. They might work in the mud during the day, but they have a nice dry home at night.
So different spectrum of feudalism. So maybe Bretonia on one end and them on the other. So,
Exactly. All right. First up, we have Miao Yang, the Storm Dragon, who has 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. No, 3 pages of rules. Oh boy. She's 485 points, Neil, and she has 2 forms. Human, move 4, weapon skill 7, BS 5, strength 4, tough 4, wound 7, initiative 7, attacks 4, and of course she's leadership 10. Dragon forms, move 8, weapon skill 8, lower ballistic skill, and she's not shooting. Strength 7, as you'd expect. Toughness is 6, still wound 7. Initiative's 1 lower at 6, attacks 6.
it's like a better Star Dragon, basically, just based on base stats alone. So
Yes. In human form, she's heavy infantry. Dragon form, she's a dragon. Let's see. She has Talons of the Storm, heavy armor, dragon fire, draconic scales, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so in her human form, she's a level 4 wizard. In her dragon form, she's a level 2. That's kind of interesting. And the thing too, by the way, is we'll get through it as we talk about it. Keep in mind, I think most of the time you're going to be in dragon form with her. So, sure, level 4, but like if you're spending 485 points, you want her to be in a dragon form, I feel, to get the bang for the buck. So, I'd say think of her more as a level 2 most of the time, after like round 1 or 2. She casts any number of spells as her wizardly level. She knows 4 spells, no matter what. So obviously, but you can only cast 2 if you're level 2. She knows battle magic, elementalism, and high magic. The elf pure wind. Somehow the Grand Cathay has learned how to utilize this. I know, Neil, you made a nice joke about that in our little elf chat.
Yes.
Let's see. Celestial Forged Armor, it's 5+. Disdain of Dragons we'll get to. Hatred, Warriors, Chaos, and Demonic Models, because they just hate Chaos. So that's fine. Magic Resist 1. She has some Mastery of the Storm Winds, Mastery of Elemental Winds. She's stubborn. She's the Supreme Matriarch of Nanguo. Nango. Okay. Transformation. So how she transforms, Will of the Dragons, and Wrath of the Storm. By the way, we're going to read her, and then we'll look at the special rules, because then it'll all kind of make sense a little better. And then that's her. And then in her human form, she has Rallying Cry. She can't rally you when she's a dragon, but only when she's a human. Her dragon form, Fly 9, Large Terror, Stomp D6. Not D6 +1. High Elf Dragon's still better. Swiss Stride and Tear. That's a lot of rules already, Neil.
It is, yep.
Is she 485? Is she the most expensive character we have?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
right.
Like named character.
Named character, yeah. But she fits it. Imagine she was 505. Everyone's like, they wouldn't sell single. They'd sell like 2 models to me and someone else.
That would be the most typical GW thing of all time, but maybe not for this specialist game studio. They got the.
They think ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I bet initial calculations were like really close to 5 or just slightly over. Like, nah, we gotta fix something here because, hey, remove that +1 on the stomp. We gotta get her under 500 so people can play her in match play.
Now, that being said, it's probably worth more than that, honestly, what the points are. But hey,
yeah,
I digress.
All right, Disdain of Dragons, one of her rules. Any models that wish to challenge while whilst within Miao Ying's command range must first make a leadership. So if you're not even in her combat, in her command range, you must make a leadership if you want to challenge. If the enemy model wishes to issue a challenge whilst engaged with Miao Ying, is also engaged in, must also add a +1 modifier roll if she's in her human form, and +2 modifier if she's in her dragon form. So, oh, you want a challenge? No. So, hey, you want to try and challenge out this dragon? No, take your leadership +2 to it. Okay.
That's for how the game works and like how infantry can hold up against dragons. That is a hugely powerful ability.
In the current meta, I guess we could say that we're going into. Like I said, we'll see how it shakes out.
And I like it. I like that it exists.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want it everywhere, but having one army that can break it is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
If passed, challenge is normal. If failed, the challenge dies on the enemy's lips and goes unissued. And finally, you can't refuse a challenge from Miao Ying if she challenges you. Hey Neil, it's your turn. You came in. Here's your Kracian chieftain. You're gonna challenge me out. And it's just like, oh no, you failed your leadership. It dies. You are too afraid to challenge. By the way, Miao Ying now challenges you. You cannot refuse.
Yeah.
Sure, let's figure out that logic.
Yeah, right.
All right, anyway, Mastery of the Stormwinds. She may discard up to 2 randomly generated spells instead of just the usual one, and replace them from the Lure of Yang or the Lure of Yin, which is their special lures here. The signature spell can be chosen. The signature spell of her chosen lore of magic, as usual, or this spell right here. So she has plenty of spells she can cast. So Storm's Dragon's Fury is a magic missile, casting 10, range 18. Target enemy unit suffers D3 strength 5 hits, AP -3, flaming attacks. And once they've been resolved, the enemy must give ground. So it's a better wind blast. Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Range 18. It's not.
You're going to notice, I think, maybe in this army that there's a lot of better versions of things that already exist.
Yes. All right. Supreme Matriarch of Nanguao. So essentially in here, you can, if she has to be the army's general if she's in there. And when she is the general, 0 to 1 units of Jade Warriors and 0 to 1 units of Jade Lancers may be upgraded to a Celestial Dragon Guard for +1 point per model. They have +1 modifier to their weapon skill and leadership to maximum of 10, and gain Celestial Armor 6+ special rule. So she has some guards with her. It makes sense. She's the leader of the whole province. She's going to bring cool stuff with her. And we'll see too. I think, especially on the infantry, that +1 point upgrade for the weapon skill is going to be big. And then her weapons. All units of Jade Warriors and Jade Lancers gain her hatred special rule of Chaos Warriors and Demonic models. Cool. So her weapons, so her talons, combat. What's that?
Just to be clear, demonic models that don't exist.
Well, technically, I think demon princes are in their demon, and then chaos spawn. But once we get it though, yeah. All right, her talents, combat strength for her, which is gonna be 7, since it's dragon form. AP -2, armor bane, magical attack, strikes first. Okay. And then her Dragon Fire Breath, which is range, nothing. It's a flaming. It's a breath weapon. Strength 4, AP -1, flaming attacks. Breath weapons aren't exciting to me, so
They never get used.
Yeah.
Like ever.
I really feel they should just be, if you're underneath of it at all, you get hit by it. I'd rather it be once per game and be better, like it used to be.
I mean, even then, it's like, do you want to do that or do you want to march and move 20 inches? You probably want to do that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That's my problem. Is I'm either marching or charging. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, and then there's a whole page. I'd say it's her rules. It's rules of how they're going to transform into dragons. So, it's a lot.
Why don't we go high level?
Yeah, high level. How do you transform with her? Within 6 inches of the model representing the Cathay dragon current form, not within 1 inch of friendly, not within 3 inches of enemies. So she can't be in a unit and transforming. If she dies as a dragon, she reverts to her human form automatically. It's only the first time it's reduced to 0 wounds, and they recover D3 lost wounds. And then she cannot turn to a dragon for the rest of the game because she's been too wounded. And then also, if you are a dragon, if you are a human and say you've lost a wound, and you transform into a dragon, you get to heal D3 wounds. So you can actually you can kind of position up a little bit closer with the transformation. Think of it like we've seen that sort of stuff in Sigmar. It's not a lot, but within 6 inches. So here's my human form. I can go slightly ahead. So you can put the model down of the dragon, then remove her other model. So she can heal. She can kind of get slight movement shenanigans on this.
You have to have some ability to put the model down when you're changing the shape of these models. Whether it's been Age of Sigmar, whether it's this game, when you do this swap, it leaves a hole in the battlefield. If it's a bigger thing to a smaller thing, or if it's a smaller thing to a bigger thing, you need more space to be able to do it. So I understand why the rule exists the way it does. Unfortunately, this is a rule that's probably going to get taken advantage of as far as the strategy of the game. But again, I'm not sure what you do different.
Well, I think here's the thing. The classic, they didn't write the rules as tight as they could because I was listening to Old World Charm, and they're talking technically there's no thing that says you have how many times you can transform, so you could just infinitely transform in one turn and move up all the way across the board and heal up the full. It's that's not what's intended. We all know. Even they're aware of it too. But that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's
you got those raw guys out there that are going to argue it, and you should be allowed to body slam them.
Yes.
So
there should be an extra table at every event for you to throw somebody through.
At my events, we're going to have some Goldberg type character who will just spear you if you ask me questions like that. Oh,
yeah, God. Exactly. And Matt's going to be on the top rope every time.
That's right.
Big M's coming for you.
We're going to go big M from the top rope. Oh, God.
All right. We'll look at the special Grand Cathay rules just to kind of keep that in mind for the rest of the stuff, too. So Celestial Forge Armor, it's a ward save. So if it's Celestial Forged Armor X, so 5+ armor, 5 up ward, 4 up ward, things like that. And wizards may wear the armor with no penalty, which that's fine. Yeah. Master of the Elemental Winds. Once per turn, a wizard in your army that has a special rule within 6 inches of one or more friendly models may apply +1 to the modifier to casting. That's good.
Yes, it is.
It's very limited on casters in this army, though. That's the downside at the moment. We have no foot casters other than Miao Ying. And then Will the Dragons. A unit with this special rule may reroll failed panic tests when a friendly unit is destroyed within 6 inches of it, or wiltzed, or it's been fled through by a friendly enemy unit. And then here's the real crux of this army, I feel. The Elemental Winds. During each of their turn subphases, the Grand Cathay player rolls a d6 to determine which elemental wind blows the strongest. On a 1 to 3, it's Yang. On a 4+, it's Yin. And there's no way in this army that I've seen to change this. This is just dice roll. You can't modify it. You can't turn it, which is kind of interesting because you feel like this army would want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you're in the Wind of Yang until your next turn, increase the dispel range and dispel range, or increase the dispel range and the spell range of enhancements known by 3 inches. And all friendly models gain the Will the Dragon special rule, which is the reroll panic stuff, and +1 move and +1 initiative. That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
If Yin is in dominance till next turn, hexes and magic missiles are increased by 3, but not dispels in this case. So, which is kind of interesting. That'll probably catch people off. You have to keep that in check. Plus, everyone gains the Will of Dragons special rule. No, sorry. Not everyone gains the Will of Dragons on these. It's if you have the Will of the Dragons, you also gain this. So with Yin, it's 1 weapon skill, 1 leadership. That weapon skill is going to be massive, I think, in a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so that's just what we have to keep in mind. We'll look at their lores after get through everything else. That's a fun, like my Timmy brain, I like that rule because I feel like I can't plan around it. But both are good. I wish I wish there was maybe one was really good but had a downside too,
Yeah.
just to make it slightly more interesting and fun. But
Hmm.
like, or if you knew the lore of Yin, you got an additional thing, like just the model, or if you knew the lore of Yang, you got an additional thing or something like that, or got a anyway.
It'd be interesting to me is if you like, you just rolled for it at the beginning of the game or something like that. Like which one was it, or maybe like turn based. Which one was in effect.
Well, it is turn based by the Cathay in turn, but I wouldn't mind. Yeah, being maybe a little bit big. Well, I don't know, man. If we were starting a game, Neil, and I'm sitting there going, "Hey, cool, I got +1 weapon skill." You're gonna look across the table like you have that for the whole game. You're gonna hate me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hmm.
Still, I like that concept. Maybe they don't need to play with stats as much. Maybe they can play with some other stuff, but I like the concept. All right, Shingengen Lord of the Celestial Host. So there's the Lord, there's the General, and they're both on a Great Spirit Longma. Monstrous creature. It's a monstrous creature. It's smaller than the Royal Pegasus, by the way, which is not a monstrous creature, I think. So just so we're aware.
It's interesting. Let's say it is smaller, huh?
It is slightly smaller on scale. I've seen pictures online. I'd put mine next to it. It is slightly smaller in scale.
Interesting.
The base is bigger. I guess it's all about base.
All about that base, yeah.
All right, so Shingengen Lord, which is the higher level one. The Lord is 220. The General is 145. The Lord is level 2. The General's level 1 base. And they all know spell lores from Battle Magic, Elementalism, Illusion, and High Magic. And then, let's see. They may take Celestial Blade, Cathayan Lance, may take a Dragonfire Pistol, can replace light armor with heavy armor, which you do. And then you also get to choose Lore of Yang and Lore of Yin. So, you may make the Lord a level 3 or 4 for 30 points or 60 points and have 100 points of magic items. The General can be up to level 2 for an additional 30 points and have 50 points of magic items. They have Armor Hide 2. So that's why, Celestial Forge 5+. So you put the heavy armor on them. You get them to a 3+, 5+, which I think is the best you can do. I don't think there's regens in this army, at least not easily. They have Countercharge, which is nice. Fear, Fly 9, Impact hits D3+1, Mastery of the Elemental Wind, Swift Stride, and Will of the Dragons. So
Countercharge may be one of the best rules in the game.
It is, yeah. So for me, it's going to be the Cathayan Lance or a magic item, level 4 on 1. Actually, well, I'm playing with level 3, 2 level. We'll see. Anyway, they have Iron Talons, Strength of You. Oh, they had stats. Weapon skill 5 on the Lord, 5 on the General. Then for the rest, Ballistic skill 3 for both, Strength 4 for both, 5 on the Spirit itself. Weapon skill 5 on the Longbow as well, and it has movement 8. Toughness 5 for everything. Lord has 7 wounds, General has 6 wounds. Initiative 6, 5, 4, so Lord 6, General 5, Longbow 4. And attacks 4 for the Lord, and then the General and Longbow each have 3, and Leadership 9 or 8 respectively. Talents, Strikes First, Strength of the User, AP -1. And Crown of Horns, which is the horns on the Longbow itself, Strength of User, AP -1, Armor Bane 1. So Horns will be Strength 5, Talons will be Strength 4, as will your lances and stuff like that. They're neat. I wish there was a foot version, just to put a caster in a unit, because we can't do that right now easily.
I think it'll be coming. I don't think you're gonna have to wait very long. I mean, whenever they choose, well, maybe. I mean, it just depends on whatever they choose to expand the army. When they do it, we'll get it.
Yeah, and they did already come out and say that with the next Arcane Journal, it's just gonna be Miao Yang. There's no additional models, which I'm appreciative that they did. Because there's part of me as this was coming out, like, do I just wait? Because like I know this stuff's gonna be around. Like they said it's gonna be around, and like, no, it's just gonna be Miao Yang. I'm like, okay, then I'll just start the army now. I won't wait to see what else comes out. It's like I'll just build the army with what I can.
Yeah.
Because I think we all want archers in this army. Shingengen Lord, like I said, I like it. I have 2. I'm gonna try the double Longma, I guess as that's called. Maybe isn't the most competitive, but I really want to do 2 level 3s, maybe even 2 level 4s. Do 1 yin, 1 yang. Just for, and I'm going to paint them that way on the color schemes for like the longmas themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there is enough swaps, like weapon swaps and head swaps in the kit to make it both look a little bit different, interesting. And even the head swap of the longma they had, which is pretty sick.
Nice. Yeah. 2's probably the right number, right?
I mean, you don't need more than 2. In
Right.
fact, it's hard because if I take double Shangungan Lord, I can't take my Magistrate on the balloon. I have to do the Strategist, which is slightly worse. So that's where I'm playing. Like, do one of these become a level 2?
Mhm.
All right. Next up, we have the Gate Masters of the Celestial Cities. Gate Master obviously is I said the Combat Lord type character. Gatekeeper is the Noble BSB. Both are move 4. Weapon skill 7 on Master, 6 on Keeper. Both BS4, both Strength 4, both Tough 4, which is pretty nice. Because they're the veterans, I guess they're just tougher. Wounds 3 on the Master, 2 on the Keeper. Initiative 4. Attacks 3 on the Master, 2 on the Keeper. And then 9 and 8. And then 80 points for the Master, 45 for the Keeper. Both just heavy infantry to start. Hand weapon, heavy armor, and shield. They may take a Celestial Blade, which we'll read about, or a Cathayan Lance. Pretty much usual points, 6 and 4. And they can be on a Cathayan Warhorse for an extra 16 points. Obviously, the Master takes 100 points, Keeper takes 50 points. But the Keeper can also take the BSB stuff. They have Harmony of Stone and Steel and Will of the Dragons. So they're going to get the buffs from Yin and Yang. All right. Harmony of Stone and Steel. Unit joined by this character with a special rule may reroll any failed leadership tests when attempting to reform after running down a foe, when attempting to redirect a charge, or when making a restraint test. So some extra leadership rerolls is pretty nice.
Sure.
And then the Cathayan Warhorse, move 7. Typical horse stats. Heavy cavalry, though. It has the Iron Shod Hooves, which is just hand weapons, barding. Has the special rules Cathayan Cataphracts, which we'll read about in a little bit here. Countercharge, First Strike, and Swift Stride. Or First Charge, sorry. It's like the horses with First Strike. That'd been weird, sorry. First Charge and Swift Stride.
Those are a lot of good rules right there, buddy.
I'm like,
a lot of good rules.
Yeah, just some great stuff right there. Why can't my high elves have Harmony of Stone and Steel or something similar? Because that's great in itself. Just rerolls. Ugh.
First Charge is going to becomes even more of a in this meta. Great, right? I mean,
it's going to be have and have
nots. Start canceling out infantry bonuses and start minimizing their res. Now you've got, now you're playing. Now you're playing with some fire there.
Yes, I agree. And the box comes with 1 on horse, 1 on foot, so you just have to choose which one's your BSB. All right. Next up is Magistrates of Grand Cathay. So that's the Lord Magister and the Strategist. 65 points, 40 points. Leadership 9 on both. Tax don't really matter. Let's not worry about that. Ballistic skill 5. Yeah, it's you're here for the buffs with these guys. I don't care.
It's like a witch elf army.
What's it?
It's like a witch elf army from Sigmar.
Yeah.
Just throwing buffs on buffs on buffs.
Buffs on buffs, baby. They can take gunpowder bombs, dragon fire bombs. Maybe mounted on a Sky Lantern, which it comes in the Sky Lantern kit, so you're probably going to mount it on the Sky Lantern. The Magistrate can take 100 points, which is why I think you might lean towards him, whereas the Strategist might take 50 points. They have the Grand Strategist special rule, Harmony of Stone and Steel, which is the rerolls, just like the Gatekeepers have, and Will the Dragons. So Grand Strategist, this is where it gets in. Though thankfully they both have it. So if you can get away with less magic items, I think you're in a good spot taking the cheaper option here. Unless this character is fleeing, all friendly units within their command range, except your general, can use this guy's leadership characteristic of 9 instead of their own. In addition, once per turn, a friendly unit that wins a round of combat, whilst within character's command range, may choose to fall back in good order rather than making a follow-up or pursue. I love that bit a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's bloody ability there.
That's very Sun Tzu right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably my favorite part of just in general. Like, I think this army's not bad on leadership as it stands. But just being able to be like, oh, I've won. You fell back d6 inches. Okay, I'm gonna move back d6 inches.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. All right. Next up, we have the Jade Warriors. So move 4, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 3. Who cares? Strength 3, tough 3, wounds 1, initiative 3, attacks 1, 2 in the champ, leadership 8. Heavy infantry. You take halberds or shields, both for free.
Halberds or you can have them and.
You can take one of the following.
Oh,
So you have hand
so,
weapons base and heavy armor. So you can take halberds or shields for free.
okay, so yeah, you can't then switch back and forth. So okay.
Right. Yeah, we're not dwarves here. We can't steal everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Champion, standard bearer, musician, Jade officer, 25 points. 0 to 1. Actually, yeah, you can't take a magic banner on these guys. It looks like doesn't say anything about it. So 0 to 1 per 1,000 points may have drilled, stubborn. Oh, you can't have a 50-point magic standard. Okay, got you. So you can be drilled or stubborn on these. So like I 2 points for stubborn though is kind of tough, but you know what? If this is your core and you got the hand weapon shield on them, I think you might take it.
Yeah, you get hit by that by somebody's first charge cavalry, and you hit that stubborn, saying, okay, well that's fine, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You
Let's see. They have close order, defensive stance, which will read detachment, regimental unit, and will of the dragons, which is nice because I really want to do Jade Warriors with hand weapon shield, and then a detachment next to them of the halberds. I think that's the play of how I'm going to build mine. 20 of the hand weapon shields, 10 of the halberds.
Yeah.
At least because I just have the 1 battalion box. I'm not crazy.
Right.
Our defensive
Yeah,
stance.
you really need your infantry. You really need your core to stick around to hold objectives if you're in any scenarios that have them. So yeah, the hand weapon shield, that parry, that's I think gonna be a common thing. So
Parry is so good. All right, defensive stance. I'm curious what you think of this. Unless it charged in the preceding movement phase, or counts as having charged, so essentially don't charge. You may re-roll any armor saves of 1. Natural.
That's pretty good.
That's way.
It's
Dwarf should have that. Come on.
It's okay. I mean, if you get hit by something, if like say you get hit by lances or something like that, something with a lot of AP, it becomes obviously a lot less good, right? But you'd rather have it than not have it.
Yes.
You're probably accepting charges anyway, so sure, So I mean, how often are you actually getting charges off with infantry? Probably not super often.
No, only when you're gonna win anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jade Warriors. That's a solid core unit if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially that Will of the Dragons. Like, hey, enjoy your yin and yang buffs, buddies. You want weapon skill 5 on your core units? Jesus Christ.
Goodness gracious. So one thing I'll say about that is, you're still just getting the 3-ups, right? Even with a weapon skill 5, you're just making sure you get that 3-up over even an elf basic unit. That's pretty impressive, right?
Yes, sir.
That is pretty good.
All right, Lancers, move 7 on the horses. Weapon skill, horses are horses. And these guys' stats are pretty much the same exactly as the Jade Warriors. Heavy cavalry, heavy armor shields, and then and barding. So once you cavalry on a 3-up, I think that's what we got here. You can have officers, standard bearer, musicians, 50 points on the officer, which is pretty nice. And standard 50 points. So you can go a little bit heavy on the magic items on this guy if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can have ambush, 0 to 1 per 1,000, ambush, drilled, or stubborn based upon 1, 1, or 2 on the points. I kind of like ambush on this, but boy, is that a risk. Because that's going to be 200-ish plus points for this unit if you take 10, which I probably will. Maybe arrive at some point.
Yeah, again, without a buff to how ambushers come in, but with things such as baggage trains that are going to exist,
Yeah, I know.
ambushers become more valuable, even so that the risk reward is there, So
I mean, or take 2 units of 5 naked with ambushers and hope you get one in because it's probably all you need.
right? And if I don't know if they're not on the board, they can't be shot, right? They can't be killed, right? So if they show up a little bit later, then that's one good way to be a defensive army. There is just not even be there to be shot. So and then still have a chance to come up in the opponent's rear. And I do think this army, as we keep going along, will have a lot for you to worry about. And so those ambushers, when they do show up, can be like, the straw that breaks the camel's back kind of thing. So
Yeah, and like I said, they have Cathay lances, which we got to remember in the future when we read that, which makes me want to take them in a unit of 10, honestly. And also, they have the Cataphracts rule and close order, countercharge, horde, swift strut, and will the dragon. So lots of buffs here. And the Cataphracts rule, which we also saw on the gatekeeper, gatemaster. When the majority of this unit has this special rule, makes a follow-up move. It counts as having charge. So I'm always charging if I'm winning combat. If you go back D6, cool, I charge. If you go back 2 inches, cool, I charge. You flee, I charge you later, I charge.
Mhm.
All right. Sky Lanterns. This is a fun one. This is what everyone's complaining about already, even though, I don't know, I've seen like 6 built online people. Like, come on.
yeah.
Could it be bad? Sure. But hey, let's get through it.
Let's see how it plays out on the tabletop, right?
Let's get Neil's visceral live gut reaction. They're only 130.
You have strong thoughts here,
Yeah,
but
that's fine. They're 135 points for a heavy chariot. Toughness is going to be 5. Wounds 7. The gunners are ballistic skill 4. Everything. Commanders 5. Weapon skill 3. Strength 3. Initiative 3. Basic attacks leadership 8. Armor is a 4+. Just hand weapons across the board. They take crane guns for free, which we'll read about, or iron gun hail guns and gunpowder bombs for free, or iron hail guns and dragonfire bombs for 20 points. And you may take lantern bombs for 15 points. Close order, disengage, eye of the dragon, feigned flight, fire and flee, 5/8, heavenly beacon, impact hits D3+1, lantern only, large target, reserve move, scouts, unbreakable. Holy cow. So just Neil, just what does that all mean? Just in loose terms.
it means it better be pointed very, very high.
Oh, it's not. It's 135 points.
Perfect.
Yeah. You're going wherever you want.
Yeah.
And you are not going where you don't want.
Then you let me know when you want my full reaction to it.
Okay, all right, that's fine. We'll go through it here. So, Eye of the Dragon, friendly models whose weapons shoot with bombardment special rule, which is just the fire rocket battery right now, can shoot using this model's line of sight rather than their own. Now, people are talking about cannons a lot, which we'll see. I kind of like the fire rocket because heavy infantry, I'd rather get a blast template, and if I can use this guy's line of sight, well, that's good. All right, disengage. If you lose a round of combat, you may attempt to disengage by making a leadership test. If this test is passed, this model may fall back in good order rather than give ground. Enemy units can follow up as if this model has given ground, moving 2 inches directly towards the model, but cannot pursue it. Okay, so I passed my leadership 8, 9 if I put my strategist in there. Oh, I'm not moving back 2 inches. You're moving up 2 inches. I'm moving back D6. I'm out of combat now. Which is just, in this game, is unbelievably good. Nothing else can do that. That I'm aware of, at least. However, this test has failed. Models unable to disengage and must give ground. In addition, should it win a round of combat, it may choose to fall back in good order rather than making a follow-up or pursuit move. I don't mind that last bit. That's pretty good. Neil's holding it in. I can see it. It's bubbling over. No. All right. Heavenly Beacon. Unless it's fleeing, friendly units within 12 may reroll failed panic or rally. Unless it's fleeing, you may apply a +1 mod or -1 modifier to result when determined a friendly unit with ambusher's rule special is in reserve. Oh, so you can do that. Look at that. Finally, Lord Magistrate of Sky Lantern has a command range of 12. So the command range is limited. It's not 18 that we thought it might be. It's only 12.
Which actually is the only rule that would. Okay, so that would make sense for it to be that.
Yeah, it
Right,
makes sense for it to be larger than everybody else.
Right. So, but go on.
All right. The bombs. If models equipped with Sky Lantern bombs, which it should be, you may perform a bombing ram attack to a single enemy unit not engaged in combat. You must move within 6 inches. So not like the old KO stuff where you have to go over top of it. Just move within 6 inches. To attack during the remaining move subphase. So does that mean you can use your reserve move and then use this?
Say it again.
This model must move within 6 inches of the unit wishes to make an attack during the remaining move subphase. Is remaining move subphase?
Remaining move subphase is just regular movement, and reserve move happens after the shooting phase, right?
Right. Okay, so you can move up, hit them, and then reserve move away. That's how this would work. Got it. And then you roll dice on a d6. On a 1, you lose a single wound. Your bomb exploded in your thing. 2's a dud. A single bomb's release. Fails to do anything other than it does a single wound to something on the ground. It says the enemy loses a single wound. No strength. It's just boom. You take a wound. Direct hit. Cluster bombs. Large 5-inch blast template. Centered over the target. Scattered d6. Any model whose base lies underneath risks being hit. Strength 5, AP -2. And then 5 or 6 bombs away. Cluster bombs. Place 2 small 3-inch blast templates. They scatter d6. Once again, could be risks. Strength 5, AP -2. And then just cream of the crop. Let's go on top of that. Hey, we're not done shooting yet. Iron Hail Gun. 12 inches, strength 3, -1. Move and shoot. Move and shoot. Multiple shots, D3. And you suffer no negative modifiers for firing at long range or using a multiple shots D3 rule. Or while making a stand and shoot reaction. We shoot better than everything else in the game. Suck it, Wood Elves. And then the crane guns, which is what I have on my balloon, Neil. I only have one balloon. I'm not being gamey. Their range is 36 compared to 12. Strength is 6 compared to 3. AP -2. Armor Bane 2. Cumbersome. Okay. All right. Gotcha. They're not multiple shots with this thing, but hey, baby, I can shoot a dragon. Because I have 5 shots in there with that a turn. With that crane gun, 36 inches. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. Hey, dragon. Look at me. Hey, boom. There you go. Take a few wounds. A Sky Lantern may be included in your army as a character's mount. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. All right, Neil. What do you think of... Yeah. Okay. I want 2 reactions from you. There's people like me that I'm bringing 1 to put my character on because it's cool. It's a cool model. It's a big, cool model. Then there's other people who are buying 2+ right now. It's not a cheap kit. It's also a 3D print out there that's okay. Now, give me 2 reactions. Someone who's bringing 1, what do you think?
Where I immediately go in my head is like no more than 1. Like like literally in my event, like for an event, I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
Personally, like I don't want to have to do that. And again, we can go see how. Let's get them on the table. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. But just reading the rules and everything, I want you to take. So this is a 125
35.
130. I'm sorry.
So you're still sub 200 even with that character on there who can take magic items to give this guy some better stuff.
Okay, so I want you to compare that to a Skyhawk chariot that comes in at 125 or 115 with the bow upgrade.
Bow fair. Okay, gotcha.
And you tell me, or no, I'm sorry, that's just the bow. That's
just the bow thrower. The bow thrower. Okay.
Yeah, like that doesn't even have through and through. Okay.
Yeah.
So you compare those 2 things, and you tell me how you're jamming all that extra shit in there for 20 more points. The other thing is, so let me go positives here. Okay, first. Okay, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go positives. First, it's an amazing kit.
Yes.
It's so freaking cool. I can't even stand it. You should have at least 1 in your army if you care about this army at all. It so freaking cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
That's positives. All right. Positives are the model and how cool it is. Let's go to negatives. Okay. It is at least underpointed by about 3 times its point cost, in my opinion. Okay. To call, and then also I find thematically the rules that they've given this, this thing should be so random. If you're going to have it at this points level, it should be so random. The movement should be so random.
Yeah, I think you suggested scatter dice to see where it can move.
Right. It's a fucking balloon.
It's got wings.
Okay?
It's got wings.
I don't care whether it has wings. The wind only blows one direction, doesn't it? I don't care whether it has wings. Oh my god! Unless you're using Bernoulli's principle, in which case,
hey, let's not forget
a 45-degree arc of where the wind is, where you can't actually move this thing.
Remember, it's a heavy chariot, 360 line of sight, baby.
Yeah, and if you're using Bernoulli's principle, then you probably should have jets on the battlefield as well. So
that's true.
So, anyway, like I just, I hate the fact that it can charge, like thematically.
Yeah, I don't get that.
A hot air balloon charging you is the most asinine thing. It actually pulls me out of the immersion of it, you know. And I don't want that to happen because, again, I think the model is beautiful and so cool, right? I think if it's like a gun platform or something like
which
that,
it is,
just
it is.
moves around.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great.
I
have no problem with that.
Gun platform with leadership buffs and that bombardment thing, I think is just perfect.
But don't sit here and tell me that it's like, you know, is like more nimble than a great eagle flying around, right? You know, like that. That's just I feel like, and here's the thing, guys. Okay, this was created. It is one of the more expensive dollar-wise units in the game. It is brand new. It is an amazing model. They want you to buy it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, there's not a ton of units in this army, right? So I feel like they felt like probably that, you know, we got to give these things extra stuff to kind of make up for the fact that you don't have a lot of range. Okay, in this book, right? So there's only so many units to go around. This is not a high elf book. This is not an empire book. This is not something that's got, you know, years and just so many units. So we're like, okay, well, let's pack as many rules as we can onto this, and also let's make it good so that people want to buy them. And I can respect that. I get it. You know, I think what's going to happen in the long term is like this is going to need to get dialed back. So.
Yeah, I have a feeling
maybe even in different editions, maybe the rules get changed. But anyway,
no, you're fine. I think they won't change the rules, but I could see the points changing on it for sure.
Like
I said, I wish it was the same points it was and just had some of the less oppressive rules as far as like I don't mind that it can get away from combat, but yeah, maybe make a rule where it can't charge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make a rule like unbreakable seems weird to me. It's a balloon. It's very breakable.
I don't get, like, explain to me why the hot air balloon can get away from combat. That's fine. Okay. All right. Little heat, up it goes, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, why can't my dragon? Why can't my great eagle?
Yeah.
Why can't my anything else that flies? Right? You know, like what?
Yeah. There's
because I could grab the hot air balloon. Okay. You know, and it's not going to bite me. Okay.
Right. There is the only worrying thing about this, I think, long term is going, okay, they're going to see what they've unleashed with this and how oppressive it could be when abused. They're going to have to rein it in, and they will. But I hope they go, oh, maybe some of these rules shouldn't be used in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of these are a little too oppressive for the way the game is set up right now. That said, I love mine to be exactly like when I saw this thing too, like my brain went to where yours was. I'm giving it the big guns. I'm going to have it be a command buff piece. I'm going to put a character on it. It's going to be cool. To be fair, I don't even mind the character. Sure, give me a bonus to get some like maybe extra armor ward on it or something. But yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what it's going to do. And then like that.
Yeah. I know. When I say things like this, I know it's absolutely useless. Like I'm just like literally just making wind right now.
Right.
But I think I would have loved to see like literally a scatter dice on this thing where it just moves in a random direction. And then maybe because it does have the wings, you have a little bit of control to then, once it moves in that random direction, you can move it wherever you want after that, like a
Oh,
certain
that'd
amount
be
of
fun.
inches,
Yeah.
right? So then like you can adjust it, right? And then you've got like this kind of like random moving, fire platform, which maybe it gets into a great position, maybe it doesn't. And then I can see the points cost for it, right?
Sure.
Because then you don't have full control over, all this. But to call this is a heavy chariot, right? You look at a lion chariot. You look at goddamn the war wagon, which is essentially the same thing that doesn't fly,
Right.
right? Empire, and you tell me which one's more like which one's better, right? Which one would you rather have in your army, right? It's not even close, and sometimes sometimes it depends, like sometimes the army needs something,
Mm-hmm.
to be like to be better than your thing in your army, because that's just how the army works.
Right.
I used to have this discussion in Sigmar where, like, they had slaughter priests for 100 points, and people like, this thing can cast 3 spells. Like, how is this thing only 100 points? But my argument was, if you didn't have that in your army, the army doesn't work.
Oh, no,
Or
yeah.
not well.
Yeah,
It
same
works
thing.
less well, right?
Same thing whenever I was always fighting for Marathi Kane to be lower in older editions on points. I'm like, yeah, on the paper she seems impressive, but in the army she's pointed correctly, because otherwise you're screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
So so from that aspect, I can see it, but this army doesn't need it. I don't think.
It needs about 2/3 of the rules on that balloon, I'd say, and still be that points cost.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just, it's unfortunate. I just feel like it's unfortunate that it feels so skewed, because I don't want it to, and I want to see 2 of these things on the battlefield. I want to see 3 of these things on the battlefield.
Well, I think you could take
because they're
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Which, it's I would be okay if it was 3. Like, you have 1 as a hero mount option, and then maybe 0 to 2 in special. I think would be pretty good. But like, maybe that's how they limit. Maybe that is how they limit it in the future. They can change that instantly without much issue. But we gotta see how it plays out.
A Tyrannok chariot. Shit, you got 6 of those things. Sure, 75 points a piece. I ain't gonna do all that much,
No.
But you want 6 of them, sure, right? But now you're asking for what, 50 more points than that?
Yep.
For this thing.
All right. Balloon looks broken. But we gotta get a move on, because I'm running out of time here.
Anyway, I desist. All right, I desist.
But thank you for what grinds your gears, Neil.
Yeah, thank you, community, for allowing me to get that out. My blood pressure just lowered by about 20 millimeters of mercury.
And by the way,
So,
if someone out there has bought multiple balloons and they now have said, it's too oppressive, I'm just gonna shelve these. No, that means they don't want to paint them. Okay. They want to beat your ass, but they don't want to paint them. That's what that means. They're just finding an excuse. Anyway.
And by the way, if somebody brought them, I'm still going to play them.
Yeah,
it's fine. That's whatever. Maybe you try to play around them again. Let's get them on the battlefield. Maybe I'm dead wrong. Okay, but and that's so they're still cool.
They're very cool.
I'll live with it. We're still just rolling dice at each other. But what? I don't know.
All right. Well, let's move to Cathay and Sentinel. Run through that, because I think this is what we saw originally, going, oh, that's going to be the powerhouse. It's not the case. It's good. So they're 230 points. So maybe a little costly for what they're going to do here, but still, I like them. I hopefully we see 1 in each army. Move 6, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 1, strength 6, T6, wound 6, initiative 3, attacks 3, leadership 10. Hand weapon, great blade, terracotta armor, which is heavy armor. And their terracotta is base, 20 points to become jade, 25 to become obsidian, 35 to be granite, and 40 to be warpstone. They have close order, immune to psych, implacable, large target, stomp, D3+1, terror, timber, and unbreakable. Okay, what's implacable? Once per game, during a turn in which it's charged, it may choose not to give ground should it lose round of combat. In addition, once per game, its model may reroll its charge. Okay, that's cool. They have split profile here, so you can choose one or the other when making your attacks. Scything blow, combat, strength of the user, which is 6, AP -2, armor bane 1, extra attacks plus 2d3, and strikes last. Or deadly strikes, Combat, strength +1, so it'd be 7, AP -4, killing blow, monster slayer, multiple wounds D3. So you get to choose what you're into as far as like, oh, I'm infantry, let me do scything blow. You're a monster, let me do deadly strike and try and kill you. Perfect. I like it.
Mhm.
So Terracotta, the base one, regen 6+. If you want Jade, Jade Sentinel knows a single spell, Chosen, from either battle magic, elementalism, or lore magic, and may cast it as a power level 3, which is really, really good. My dream, get 3 Jades and just wind blast, wind blast, and just walk forward. I don't know why, that seems so cool to me.
Yeah, use that to actually push your balloon around. That's what I'm talking about.
That'd be fun.
Right,
so. The Obsidian, magic resist -2. In addition, enemy wizards that try to cast within 12 of one or more of these must first make a leadership test. If the wizard's casting roll if the test is failed, the wizard can still cast, but -3 modifier. If passed, it's a -1 modifier. Yeah, if you want to shut down magic even more so, that Obsidian would do it for sure. Granite, armor +1, immune to multiple wounds X. If it suffers a unsaved wound from attack, if Granite Sentinel suffers unsaved wound from attack with this special rule, it loses a single wound. Okay, so yeah, I'm always taking 1 wound no matter what you do to me. Very situational. Right now, Jade and Obsidian are probably my 2 favorite. And then Warpstone, magic attacks, whilst contact with 1 or more Warpstone Sentinels, enemy units suffer -1 to their toughness to a minimum of 1. That's all right. I think Jade Obsidian is what people are going to go for.
How many points?
They're 230 base. If you want Jade, +20. If you want Obsidian, +25. So I think these things are maybe even pointed a little bit too high.
Yeah. You compare this to something like a Merworm?
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
I want this.
Right? They're about the same points too,
Yeah.
right? So probably both those things need to come down, honestly. But
Yes.
I don't really have any problem with these guys. I think these guys are fine. And should they come down a little bit? Yeah, like standalone monsters. They're large targets, and, things like that.
I mean, large target there's a bit of a buff to it. It's not the full shooting; it's just an extra rank. So this one I'm willing to say, like, it might be fine on points. It feels high, but that's just from like our prior experience on some of this stuff.
Yeah, I think this thing is fine.
Yes.
I think in competitive builds, you're not going to see them because there's better options out there, right?
Imagine if you could ambush her in this thing. That'd be fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
How are you going to hide that thing in the woods? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I built one. I think you'll see one in a lot of armies just for filling up points. But yeah, man, it'd be cool to have 3 and just go to town. Not going to go well, but yeah. You could you know what? I'll just bring 2 balloons instead of one of these. How about that, Neil?
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the thing. That's the problem, right?
Yep. All right, we got the Fire Rain Rocket Battery. I'm not going to worry about the crew or anything like that. Bastion of Rockets, 12 to 14 inches. Strength 4, 5 on the center. AP -1, 3 on the center. Armor Bane 1, Bombardment, Cumbersome, Move or Shoot, multiple wounds D6. 3-inch blast template. Multiple wounds D6 applies to the single model underneath of it. Fires like a stone thrower. Pretty good. A lot of infantry out there now, so that sounds pretty solid. And that's Bastion Rockets. Rocket Battery, 12 to 48. Strength 3 or 4 under, and -1 for both. Armor Bane 1, Bombardment, Cumbersome, Flaming Attacks, Move or Shoot, Wailing Spirits. And this is a 5-inch blast template, so this is one that you're hitting a core unit stuff with. Problem is, it's only strength 3. If it was one more higher strength, that'd be a lot more useful. But you'll use your balloon to help see it easier, so you're actually not shooting it as a stone thrower, really. No scatter on it. And Wailing Spirits on that rocket battery. Any unit suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds with this weapon must take a panic test, as if it's taken heavy casualties. So, could be some fun if leadership mattered in this game a little bit more. I like it. I still want to build one of these. Also, these can take Ogre Loaders for 35 points, and they're Skirmishers, which is kind of neat.
So, Ogre Loaders. Oh yeah,
We're gonna I'm gonna read the cannon and then do the ogre loaders.
Gotcha.
Cannon, same thing. It's a war machine. Skirmishers can have an ogre loader for 35 points. Grand Cannon, 48 inches, strength 10, strength 10, strength 10. So good. AP -3, armor bane 3, cannon fire, cumbersome, move or shoot, multiple wounds D3 +1, thunder's impact. This is a great cannon already, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thunder's impact. Until the start of your next turn subphase, any unit, friend or foe, that's within 2d6 of the strike point when Cathay and Grand Cannon shoot suffers a -1 to its move and cannot use Swift Stride.
Yeah, that's fine that it's friend or foe. You're never gonna. It's a cannonball, right? So you choose where it goes.
Right.
So it's never gonna affect your guys anyway. So, but
yeah, it's your laser pointer. Yeah.
unless you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, just oh hey, that's a nice unit of questing knights you have there. Cool. Yeah, Swift Stride's off. Oh damn it. All right, Ogre Artillery. Now we're ready for this. He can have gunpowder bombs for +8. He's a mercenary crew, and enough for everyone. Enough for everyone. If an ogre loader is equipped with gunpowder bombs, a crew, everyone has gunpowder bombs. Sure, whatever. I don't think you're going to take those. Maybe you will. I could be wrong. Because you have an ogre in your crew, so I don't really care about standing shooting you. You have to fight through my ogre.
Yeah, right.
Mercenary crew. He's a special type of character, and this is where Neil's going to get off again. We're going to have to keep him controlled. Maybe taking as upgrade to accompany your war machines. During deployment, ogre loader with this war machine as you would a character you just joined a unit. So once placed, an ogre loader cannot leave this war machine. The crew of any war machine joined by an ogre loader gains +1 modifier to its move and stubborn special rule. In addition, once per game, a fire rain rocket battery or grand cannon that includes this may fire twice during the shooting phase or reroll a single artillery dice. I love his rules. Being able to shoot twice, especially if you're bringing like multiple cannons or rocket batteries, that's going to be huge for a round. Artillery dice, like, yeah, you roll it. Oh, you nailed it. Cool. Let's just shoot twice. Yeah, you failed the artillery. Maybe just reroll that artillery dice. But Neil, what do you guys say about him?
So I don't know. Maybe I understand this incorrectly. Okay. So once he joins the unit, he's a special character, right? So he joins the unit like a character.
Yes.
Okay.
He's
and he has to stay with it, right?
He cannot
leave.
What
happens once it dies?
For me, for me, I know there's special rules that they're treating it slightly separately as a character. I think that's just to allow him to attack separately and bring his own upgrades.
Right.
If you look at something like the Fanatics, they're technically an upgrade to the unit. They don't necessarily go away with the unit, but you have to kill the unit to get the things. So I would say at best, you kill the cannon, you kill the war machine crew, he's still in combat with you to hold you up for another round. At best. I don't think I would assume he would just die with it along the way.
So then the wounds of the cannon is just the base crew. It's not the ogre.
Just the base crew. It's 3. And the ogre brings an additional 3. So
it puts another additional 3 onto the cannon. So if you kill, you'd have to kill through the ogre to kill the full cannon, right? Because the way I've been hearing it is that you could kill the cannon and the ogre can just fuck off and walk somewhere else.
I don't think he can go anywhere. I think it's just I would add 3 wounds to the cannon and have him attack with his own profile.
That's what makes sense to me, too, right?
That's how I'm going to play mine.
Yeah, and that's like when I think about running an event, I'm like, do I have to like specifically state this? I don't know.
No, once again, big M on the top rope.
Right. Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to put it in there just so people know. Like the ogre stays, adds the wounds, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not clarified, and there'll be it's a narrative event, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
But people might try it, but like to me, there's 3 extra wounds in there, and they're the ogre. And I would say maybe, I said, and I'm even okay personally if I was TOing, saying, okay, you killed the cannon crew, cannon's gone, the ogre's still there, locked in combat with you to hold you up for another round. You got to kill him.
Well, what if you shoot the cannon, right? You shoot the cannon with your cannon. Like how many? Like are we?
Well, to me he's an upgrade to the crew, so he would just hide behind. Honestly, I could even say he's an upgrade to the cannon itself, let's say, or the back rocket battery. he could still do it himself. I could see an ogre loading a cannon himself. We have them in the game. They're iron blasters.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I just add 3 extra wounds. Really seems to be the obvious solution. Cannon's
Yeah.
still there as long as he's there, even if
Right.
the other crew are dead.
Yep, that's what makes sense to me as well.
There's the strength hammer comp for you all. Don't be dicks.
Right. Yeah. Keep no ogres wandering off from war machines. Thank you very much.
So that's the army. We'll kind of breeze through the magic items a little bit here. We do have to talk about one that I think Neil, you're always a fan of the big pointed magic weapon, aren't you?
Oh, who is it?
The Monkey King's Wisdom, 75 points. Combat, strength 10, AP -4. Magic attacks, multiple wounds D3, requires 2 hands, strikes last.
Good. Strikes last.
Strikes last.
Of course it does.
Yeah. Great otherwise.
So, strikes last isn't always terrible if you've got a character that
strikes first. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. We're not gonna read through all these just for time's sake here on us. But Spirit Longma Spear. I like this. I'm gonna put it on maybe my combat hero on horse, my gate master, or maybe one of my Longmas. Strength +1, AP 3, armor bane, magic attacks. Simple. 25 points.
Fair enough. That's good.
Yep. Let's see.
Is it extremely common? Common? What is it?
Nope. Nothing special there.
Okay.
Magic armor. Armor of the Warbird. Regular infantry, heavy infantry. The armor of the Warbird is a suit of heavy armor. In addition, wearer gains countercharge and fly 9 special roll. However, cannot join a unit. So you want to have just a missile horse character? Go nuts. All right. Shield of Nangua. This cannot go on the Great Spirit Longma, by the way. They cannot take shields. It is a shield. Oh, the Warbird is 45 points. Shield is 20. Improves armor value by 2 to a maximum of 2+. Good shield.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Crystal of Kunlan, which I think you will take one of these for 35 points on one of your Longmas, or your balloon with your magistrate on there. 5-up ward save against wounds suffered. In addition, a natural roll of 6 when making a ward save. The enemy suffers strength 3 AP dash and flaming attacks. They'll bounce back. But hey, 5-up ward against that cannon. That shot's just coming at you. Pretty good. Or you could do the Crown of Jade. 4-up ward against any wounds suffered by magic missile, vortexes, or assailment spells. That one's a...
Mm-hmm.
All right, of course, we have standards. 40 points, standard of Wei Jin. Unit causes fear. 12 inches of the unit carrying this. -1 modifier to characteristics when making fear, panic, or terror tests. I like that. 40 points seems a little high, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Icon of Heavenly Fury. It's your once per game. Turn off fly. But
yeah, which by the way,
for
I'm much. You've heard my consternation about these kind of items, but now that it's once per game, I have no problem with it.
Right, but this one's 35 points, and you don't have to roll for it. You just do it once.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right.
Because it just happens automatically. Like with the leadership role, it's just like, why are we doing this?
That's
like,
fair.
I mean, I get that it's gonna fail maybe 1 out of 6 times, right? But like, especially if you got re-rolls on the leadership test, it's like you might as well just say, let's speed the game up, and it just happens.
Exactly, that's fair.
Right.
So it's fair. We have a banner for 30 points. Enemy wizards try to target this unit. Roll d6, 3+. You must choose another target. If there's no other visible eligible target, spell's not cast. That's pretty good. Put that on your infantry block, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And Banner of the Bastion. This actually is the one going on the infantry block. Unit carrying this banner gains shield wall. That's your hand weapon shield, guys, right there.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Enchanted items. We have the Maw Shard. 40 points. Enemy wizard making a casting roll of 18. Any doubles is miscast. So what's the ogres have an item that does something like auto miscast thing?
Don't use your power scrolls against that.
Yeah, no. We'll skip that one. Spirit Lantern, 25 points, extremely common. You cause terror. In addition, you may reroll 2 wounds of 1 against demonic and undead. The terror is where that kicks in for 25 points. A little terror bombing there. All right, another arcane item here, Cloak of Pomei for 50 points. I love this thing. In addition to randomly generated spells, you know 3 spells from the lore of Yin or lore of Yang chosen by the controlling player. However, you can only cast what your wizard levels are, but Yin and Yang, you get to just choose your spells. And of course, for 15 points, they essentially have the Silvery Wand. You get to know an extra spell. So, pretty high level there, but good magic items.
Yeah.
What's your favorite out of the ones we read there?
It's probably the bounce back.
You like the bounce back? Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's a shield wall banner. That's just cool.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, before we do Yin and Yang on a quick level, we're gonna look at the basic weapons. So it's in the very back of the book. So the Cathay Lance, Armor Bane 1, Strength +1, AP -1. But this is why I want to take a unit 10 of those Jade Lancers. Fight next to ranks.
Right.
So good.
And you can fight next to ranks on the charge as well. I believe you can, unless it says you can't otherwise, right?
Maybe we just looked it up, but you only get the other bonuses if you charge. Well, technically, you'd have to, because you can only use the lance on a charge, so it has to be on a charge. Yeah.
It's like a thrusting spear specifically states only if you haven't charged, right?
Right. So but you can only use a lance on the turn you charge, so it has to be when you charge. So yeah.
There it is. Yeah. All right.
Celestial Blade, Strength +1, -1, strike first. That's pretty good. I think all the characters have that. Dragonfire Pistol, put that in the Longma. Range 12, Strength 5, AP -1, Flaming, multiple shots 2, and quick shot. Gunpowder Bombs if you want on your Sky Lantern or your Ogre crew. Range 9, Strength 3, Armor Bane 1, Move and Shoot, quick shot. So it's a stand and shoot item.
Yeah.
And then Dragonfire Bombs, you can put these on the Lantern if you want. Range 9, Strength 4, AP -1, Armor Bane 1, Flame Attacks, Move and Shoot, quick shot. And it's D3 +1 instead of D3 on the Gunpowder Bomb. So I don't think you're going to worry about those too much.
Yeah.
Lances are good. Blades are good.
Yeah. And the reason why it's good to have that second rank as well is if you think about objective-based play right now, you have to have a unit strength of 10. So you take a couple shooting casualties and you've only got 5 guys out there, you now no longer can capture objectives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got a whole second rank behind you, and hell, guess what? Profit. The second rank gets to attack anyway. So there's very little reason not to do it.
Yeah. Buy army, have good rules, something in the game, profit.
Right.
All right, real quick, we'll just look at the lore of Yang and Yin to get this done. Yang first. Constellation of the Dragon, Magic Missile, casting values of 7+ or 11+, 18. 7 or more, D6 +1, Strength 4 hits, AP dash. 11 or more, 2d6, Strength 4 hits, AP of -1. Good little Magic Missile.
Mm-hmm.
Great Bastion, enchantment, 9+, 12, remains in play. Target friendly unit gains a 6+ ward against any wounds suffered. In addition, every model within the front rank of that unit ends its charge movement based contact with the target whilst the spell's in play, makes a dangerous terrain test. And any wounds lost count towards combat rest. So you're charging me, I have a ward, you have to take dangerous terrain because your front rank touched my front rank. Boom, done.
Mm-hmm.
And then Might of Heaven and Earth, enchantment, 9+ or 12+, range self, so you can cast this in combat. Spells cast, but it's a high cast. On 9+, the caster, their mount, and any unit they have joined gain +1 to their weapon skill and strength to max 10 and flaming attacks. If it's cast on 12+, all friendly units within the caster's command range gain +1 modified to weapon skill, strength, and gain flaming attacks. Last until the end of this turn. So you put this on a Longma, level 4. Boom, command range, monstrous. That's a big command range. You just made a really tough thing for your opponent to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least it's this turn, right? So it's to the end of the turn or till their next turn.
It's the end of this turn. So think of it like Shield of Sapphire.
Okay.
But it's range self, so you can cast this in combat on your Longma, and it can affect everything nearby.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, and Lore of Yin, Spirits of Wind and Shadow. It's a hex. So you can see this is kind of the opposite of Yang. Casting 10, range 15, Till the start of your next turn subphase, the target enemy becomes subject to the random move d6 special rule. That's a nice dragon you have there. It's a shame if it just went backwards for no reason. Or sideways. Ooh, that's how you deal with balloons, Neil. You take Grand Cathay with balloons, and you cast this on their balloons.
So wait, so random move, right, is still just
You choose the direction still. But it's only d6, so you're limiting movement.
I got you.
That's where the key is, limiting movement.
That's huge. Yeah.
And random, anyway. Cursed Mirror, Hex, cast 9, range 15. Till the start of the next turn subphase, any rolls to hit of a natural 1 made by target enemy unit during their shooting phase or combat phase result in a strength 3 with AP -1, which must be resolved against the target unit. The spell may target an enemy unit engaged in combat. So anytime anyone's shooting, you pick that unit. If you shoot me, you're in combat. You roll 1, you're taking a strength 3 AP 1. Every natural 1. I don't know if there's been FAQ to say what happens if you get a reroll on 1. I would assume the reroll wouldn't, like, you'd roll 1, then you get a reroll. As long as it's not a 1, you wouldn't have to take this. That's how I would play it, I feel.
Sounds okay to me.
Yeah. All right, and then Ancestral Warriors Assailment, cast 7 or 11, range combat. Cast on a 7, a single enemy unit the casters engage with suffers 2d3 strength 2 hits, AP dash. Cast on 11 plus, enemy unit suffers 2d6 strength 4 hits, AP -1, and has Armor Bane 2 special rule.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's a high cast, though. It's a high cast.
The smaller one's not small one's not that big of a deal. Because if you're doing an assailment, you're probably trying to hit something pretty important, and that something probably has a lot of armor saves, right? So once AP dash, sure.
Yeah. There we go, Grand Cathay. We're all cut up again, Neil. What do you think of Grand Cathay as a whole?
Super happy it exists. It's not particularly my flavor for what I want to play, but I want to play against it.
Oh, you will.
So like, I want to see it. I want to play against it. I'm happy to see it across the table from me. So, and I think the models are amazing. It's a great addition to the setting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's. I think we missed maybe on some rules. I guess that'll remain to be seen. We'll see what the people who like to try and break the game will do with it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, and once that does happen, then maybe we'll have a better idea of how to fix things if in fact it needs to be fixed. But I'm glad it exists. I think it's awesome. I'm ready to see now that this exists. I'm actually more excited to see what's coming additionally to this in the next year and a half. So yeah. Very cool. I'm glad it's doing well too. It seems like it's doing well.
Selling well, yep.
I don't know if things are sold out or what, online.
I haven't looked in a while, yeah.
Yeah, so I hope it is doing very well. So
I see lots of hype out there for it. A lot of people are, seem to be picking it up and everything. Like I said, I'm kind of all in. I know a couple other people. Maybe it's just we're all just talking to each other, but I think it's at least proving that there's an appetite for new armies in the old world. There's also an appetite for the old armies to come back. GW, please.
But let's get these dark elves going here, guys.
Let's do it. Come on, we need them.
Yeah.
Grand Cathay, it's good. I'm excited. I would say the only thing I would anticipate in the future is I wouldn't even say they'll change the points or the rules for the balloons, but I could see them limiting them. You have a couple events, especially if one's at Warhammer World and JTY walks in and there's multiple armies with 4+ balloons. You might be like, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we FAQ it to limit them a little more, without changing much else, which it seems to be in their style, I feel.
Yeah, and it took them a while, right? Maybe not as not as long as years past from different fantasy editions where you didn't get a change of book for 10 years. But
yeah,
so I shouldn't be griping about a year and a half and then kind of touching on the more egregious things. So I mean they have a history of doing this now. So where they see something that's a little bit out of touch, and they push it back a little bit, right?
Yep.
So I know if there is something egregious, it'll get taken care of eventually. I think the community will do what the community does and get ahead of that,
Yeah, if
where
we
it
need
needs to
to.
be.
Yep.
And so we'll go from there. So
Yeah, and the only thing else I would say, just not even on Grand Cathay at this point, because I think we've said it all, but we just looking, we don't know what the road lies ahead. Everybody, be ready. Enjoy painting your stuff. Get out there and play your games. Let's keep the hype going because we may be entering a drought. I feel we got a preview coming up here soon, but I don't think Kislev's coming anytime soon. Maybe some narrative campaign books, second Arcane journals. We'll see what happens, but
yeah, I think you're going to see probably some. You're probably not going to see a lot of new things. Maybe you'll get some arcane journals. Maybe you'll get that single character here and there. That'll be flavor for whatever arcane army of infamy that's coming out. But outside of that, I don't think you're going to get army wide stuff for a little while.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
We'll wait and see. Hopefully we can be surprised. But yeah, just we've been drinking from a fire hose, so let's enjoy what we have right now and keep playing the game, everybody. But all right, we will catch you next week when we got to figure out a topic because we've done it all. We've done the old world. We're done. Nailed it. 100%.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. On to Underworlds.
Well, anyway, with that bad taste in our mouth, we'll catch you guys next week.